Awkward timing. Good morning! Good morning! Happy Friday! I came back with the milk! Oh man, I needed that time off, man. It was still really hectic and I didn't get as much work done as I wanted to, but I still fucking needed it. Morning, it's 3. Yeah, I wake up half an hour before stream. What do you mean? Holy fuck, she's back. I'm back! Hello!
Wait a minute, hold on. I have a tab
We're
for that. I have a tab
Foxu
about getting
peachy cool
duck
arrows. What does that mean?
Welcome back, Kirsche. It's fantastic to have our fabulous Fox back on Findom Friday. I and all your other honorable chatters have missed you so.
Aw,
Kirsche
thank
love,
you.
Kirsche love, Kirsche love.
I still posted brain damage on Twitter in the meantime. Thank you, Cold Acid, for the heckin' $25 doodles. I think people said last stream that the TTS was kind of low. It is kind of low. I don't know how to fix that. I'm gonna be real with you. I have no idea how to fix the TTS. Help! Welcome back. You saw the brain damage? It was quite a document, yeah? Yeah, I've mentioned on stream before to you guys that, like, I don't like being lied to. And from having been in...
I fucked up by trying to inflate my penis like a dick balloon. I want to read that one.
Having been in abusive relationships before, whenever I feel like I'm being lied to, my natural instinct to just collect all evidence kicks in. And it has not done me wrong to this day. So that is why that is 300 fucking pages. And, you know, I'm sure there are going to be people who are going to not look at the evidence, they're gonna skim it, they're gonna gun guard, and that's fine, because I don't really care if people who are unable to perceive breakfast don't have the attention span to look at extensive documents for 2 years. It's fine, TTS is usually distractively loud. Oh, okay, well. I won't believe what made the left wing in Spain melt down. You're correct, I have no idea what happened in Spain. 300 pages, your ADHD prevents you from reading it. Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure its length will prevent most people from, like, going over it on stream as well. That's fine. Like I said, I didn't want to make a big deal out of it. It's there for the people who care to read it. It's a weight off of my shoulders. I no longer need to worry about being threatened. Fuck it. Butter dog. A dog with the butter. Butter dog. Monya!
Fox time. The dog has been buttered. Any further buttering is simply additional butter. Welcome back, Foxu.
Oh god, I'm still dying. Lunchbox, thank you for the 69 butter doggo! Thank you! I just, like, you know, we could use the additional butter. Put it in a butter bell. Make it stick there. Thank you! Thank you, thank you! Thank you. No. Speaking of the doc, Dev has gone full spurg and is giving people a scarlet letter so his sycophants know not to listen to them. And a thread meant for criticism has been turned into a sucking him off channel. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me. I mean, he was going around DMing a bunch of people being like, please deliver this message to Kirsche. And I was like, you know, my DMs on Twitter are open. I haven't blocked anyone on Twitter. Actually, that's not true. I blocked one person. V made a ChatGPT summary. Even with the ChatGPT summary, he still got it very wrong. It's a little disappointing, but it's like, whatever, man. If you don't have the attention span to read it, it's whatever, dude. Thank you, Awesome Power! Thank you! Thank you!
It's payday and that means I can afford slaves for Foxu Findom Friday news. Glad you had an enjoyable time off. And a note to you chatters who are addicted to caffeine. Found out that the withdrawal is short but very painful. Drink lots of water.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Ashen Power, thank you for the 100 slaves! I need slaves, you know? Thank you. There's one person, like an actual human being that I blocked. I'm assuming they're a human being. After my time on side scrollers with Razor Fist made some like.
I have a tab for that. I have a tab about gay, duck, necrophiliac sex.
Glorious Friday to
Glorious Friday!
Finally have a date for my grandfather's internment in Arlington. Going to go hard on my diet and exercise so I can look my best in 3 months' time, and on grip training for the Foxu November celebration. Work time now less than 3.
Silvani VT, I hope you have a good day at work. Yeah, grip training for Foxu November. Also potentially grip training for the election, you know? Silvani, thank you for the 25. Thank you. Yeah, there's one person that I blocked. When I went on side scrollers with Razor Fist, and we were talking about, like, this was months ago, and we were talking about Sachi Schmidt-Hori, the lady who wrote basically in defense of pedophilic actions in one of the eras in Japan with the Chigo system. Not gonna loop on that again, but with her name, Razor Fist made a like a Ching Chong Wing Wong joke or whatever, and so someone's sock account under every single tweet that I made. Every single tweet, sometimes replies to other people's tweets, sometimes like they would go to other people that I had been on like a collab with and would just reply to their tweet, be like, did you know that Kirsche was involved in this joke? And so eventually I was just like, I don't want this fucking weirdo to keep posting this video from side scrollers with Razor Fist making a joke, because like every time he would post it under one of like my replies or my tweets, he would be like, do you condone this? Are you condoning a racist joke? You were involved and you didn't say anything. I was just like, sir, if you are this upset at a simple Ching Chong Wing Wong that is basically like a South Park joke from a decade ago, you're not real. So I just blocked them because like I didn't want to deal with it anymore. Like, fuck, dude. Oh no, someone call the police. Yeah, it's pretty fucking wild. I'm starting to read my doc and it's very informative. The things you went through. Shame that it's gonna be kneecapped because the owner and a sizable amount of users on one of the biggest gossip forums out there hates you.
What?
Read through your docs while listening to V's stream. Real House of Cards stuff. Never knew you lived in such a backstabby can't trust anyone world. Seriously, I would not want to be in your shoes. Your pants, maybe, but definitely not your shoes.
God damn it, I want a name!
Thank you for the 25.
Like leave a comment. Push me in the algorithm.
I'm sorry I'm coughing so much, chat.
Yeah. Hope you had a good rest. Quick question, have you gotten a chance to play with the 2D Chibi model? I don't expect you to use it for streams. Just curious if you liked it at all.
I have not gotten to use it. I think Nim directed me to look at it the other day, but I have just been like, inundated in so much shit. An animator who's been working on something for me has been trying to get in touch with me for like a week and a half, and finally somebody else had to send me a DM and be like, you go look at this person's DMs. I have been struggling. I have been very much struggling. No, god damn it, I want a name. Thank you for the 25. Yeah, that's why I kind of stopped interacting in my Discord as much as well, because it's just like, if every single thing I say is going to be like screenshotted and scrutinized, it's just like it's too much of a headache, man. And it's unfortunate. And like, again, having someone be like, yeah, what I wanted to happen is happening. She's freaking out. She's losing her mind. You know, like these people. It's like I've accomplished my goals, and it's like you sound like a Disney villain. And I think the best part is, after the document dropped, I was like, Spooky DM'd me, unlike Dev, Spooky DM'd me on Twitter. Of course, I'm not going to reply to these people, because again, it's been a pattern of behavior for 2 fucking years. Spooky DM'd me, and literally threatened legal action. of hold on, because it's just like, holy shit, how fucking dumb are you? How fucking dumb are you? Like, how do you see that I have extensively documented what you've done, dead to rights, and you're gonna hit me up like, I'm gonna get a lawyer. Who the fuck are these cunts? If you're going to become a content creator, you will deal with this at some point in time. Maybe not as long as me.
God.
Reminds you of the Weird Al song, I'm going to sue you.
I'm loving this.
How are you supposed to know it's comedy without a laugh
Dicks!
track?
I love the dicks!
How dare you make me look like a piece of shit when I end one lawyer time? Yeah, right?
This is a public service announcement.
Yeah.
Kirsche and chat are super mega duper cute and lovely.
No,
less
you're
than
super
3.
duper mega cute and lovely, Bailey. Thank you for the 25. Thank you, thank you.
Is Spooky a Discord mod? I don't know what Spooky is at this point, dude. I've been very careful to not talk about anyone in this document until I released it. Because it's just like, fuck, dude. I didn't want to deal with any of them having anything that they could possibly try and misconstrue against me.
This is your song, thank you.
Sorry I couldn't tip during the last stream to help towards the stream
Aww.
PC. But I'll send this for oral support.
Wait, oral support? Hold on. Mr. Himbo, thank you for the 100 slaves! Thank you! Thank you! Oh, Azehara, I got the CEO of Niji Sanji in my chat! Is he trying to groom me to join his black company? Look, alright, I might be a brand risk, but I deserve more than 2%! Oh my god. Please let me be your himbo! Spooky is a mod for dev and probably a glowy with a name like that. Well, I don't have any proof that Spooky is a mod for dev, so I'm not gonna say that. Again, I've been very careful to point out in my document what is confirmed and what is speculation, right? Like, talking about Vol standing in Namen, and when I did Dragon Fat in my chat was like, oh, she's talking about me! I was like, I don't have any proof. She could have been making a joke, but I added it because it's fucking weird. Spooky hasn't really been around for a while. Oh, he has. Oh, he has. He's just on like a million different fucking socks when he comments on things. Because his reputation is so bad, nobody wants to actually deal with him. Crimson, hi. I'm a paranoid constitutionalist with morbid curiosity problems and little to no filter, and you were strongly advised to check out my content. Hey. You sound very similar to me. Sometimes people say unhinged things in chat, and I have to look it up, you know? Welcome back. I hope I'm doing better. I hope I get a reliable, solid manager. Thank you. Thank you. You've seen his numerous alts all over. Event appearances. Yeah. He deleted his Melchior account after sending me the DM. Because I took the screenshots immediately because it's just like, I'm not gonna deal with these fucking people, dude. I'm not gonna deal with these fucking people.
Gee, Sally, your boyfriend lets you have 2 cars?
You thought Spooky was a woman? Yeah, anyone who reads my document and wants more info on Spooky, his 78-page Google Doc that he released himself, thinking it would exonerate him from stalking and harassing a woman, actually just proved that's exactly what he's doing. So that still exists. I didn't think it was relevant to include that 78-page Google Doc in my Google Doc, but it's out there. Melchior. I don't really care to pronounce his name correctly, I'm gonna be real. Google Doc is prime tism, 10 out of 10. It's just like, it keeps happening. It keeps people keep trying to be like, oh, I caught Kirsche doing something, and it's like, no, you didn't. Stop! I have longer receipts than CVS, man! Why are you doing this? Pick a different target. Oh my god, he'll probably remove it now that you said that it's a mistake that he did. Here's my 70-page supporting document, said the entirely sane person. Well, I mean, to be fair, mine's 300. I mean, the summary of what went on is only like 8 or 9 pages. The majority of the pages are the extensive documentation that I did. Got Kirsche eating warm ketchup. True and real. Get number friended. Oh my god. You can definitely see the FBI investigator. Autism for Kirsche. Yeah. Yeah. Who has better receipts? You or Judge Kavanaugh? He was such a fucking inspiration, man. Like, I had already been in a relationship where I had to do that at that point. So seeing him in court just like drag out every single calendar that he had since college, I was like, yeah, I feel you, man. People who argue in bad faith usually only ever double down on their lies because they have nothing else to fall back on. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Kirsche, I have over 300 pages of documentation saying that you're super duper cute and lovely, supplied by Bailey. Can you confirm that? True and real. True and real.
Manya.
But the DM that I received before he deleted his account, and I only know that he deleted his account because I went to get like a real timestamp since they just say yesterday. These were sent on like the 23rd, I'm pretty sure. Like, let's talk. I want to clear some things up. I don't want anything to do with this drama culture, gay ops nonsense anymore. You should have fucking thought of that before you participated in it for over a fucking year. You can't you can't just say, I know I harassed you and spread lies about you and instigated gay ops against you for a year and a half, but now I just want out of it. Now I want to appeal to your kindness to just leave me alone. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Go get some help. Get some fucking therapy. Because eventually you're going to do this to someone more autistic than me. And instead of a documentation of your shitty behavior, they're going to escalate in turn. I played with shit and got shit on my hands and clothes. I don't want to play with shit anymore. Don't start a fire if you don't want to get burned. It's just like, please, man. No mercy. People like this don't get to fight on equal terms. 78 pages just to say you stalked a woman is something indescribable. I guess that's what happens when you are room temp IQ. I don't know, man. I am not and never been on any side in this stuff, but somehow everyone keeps dragging me into it. This is the person in my document who went around claiming that I doxed them. Went around like the whole thing kicked off because this person kept trying to claim I was talking shit on them based on an out of context clip that I have all of the evidence for in my document. Threatening me with lawyers because they're claiming that I doxed them, which I never did. You're not being dragged into it. You are the catalyst. You are what caused this, you freak. Holy shit, no mercy, no quarter. It's just like, I might not feel as crazy vindicated as someone like Xenosis because his situation was even worse than mine. But maybe one day I too will get a $30,000 payday out of some freak that tries harassing me. You are what others are being dragged into. You doxed me, bring receipts, fucko. That's another thing that's crazy. Another thing that's crazy is someone can look at a 300-page document extensively sourced with everything. And even just so I knew some people would be like, but screenshots are easily fakeable. And so like, this could just be all fake. First of all, as a streamer of the size that I am, I don't have time to fake 300 pages of evidence. Second of all, I knew people would say this because I knew gunt guarding would occur. And I included videos of a lot of these DMs and messages just so people couldn't claim they were tampered with. Proctor Zakharov, thank you for the 18-month tier 2 resub. You're sorry all of this happened on the eve of your second birth. Just remember, these labor pains will soon be a distant memory. The labor pains are nothing. I'm on so many pain meds after this, man. Spooky never once showed any receipts of him being doxxed, and when asked for proof of me even talking shit, not even doxing, just me talking shit, he was just like, well, I'm tired of you debate bros always asking for proof. No! This is the fucking internet. If someone makes a claim, you ask them for proof. You ask them, man. Remember reading Spooky's document and you had to go take a walk because you never had to witness pure concentrated tard. Oh my god. To be fair, faking web UI screenshots is still trivial even in video, but you have to know how web devs send trips to do it, and I know you don't. Yeah, I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what that is. It's only okay when Spooky does it. It's just like, the amount of people claiming shit is just insane, man. And he says, I thought I'd gotten out of it. I changed all my names and cut out everyone I thought would drag me back into this nonsense. But somehow, your people found me again anyways. We found you again because you kept lying about me. I wouldn't know about any of your fucking accounts if you didn't make comments about me on them. Fucking somehow! I know, it's crazy! The Foxu Gestapo found him, like... When you are known as Spooky, and then you have an account named Boo Blanket, and the account named Boo Blanket responds to Dev, saying, Kirsche is a schizophrenic, she doxed my friend, and Spooky's the only person to ever have claimed that I doxed them, like, how dumb are you? You post on public websites, somehow they know! Shiny Schizo, perfect for the Schizo decks. 5D chess, right? It really gets you noggin jogging. You really wish the Foxu model had hand oh, you have no idea. My hands are flying right now. Simple pattern recognition. He continues. I'm asking you to please just stop. Forget about me. Never think about me again. Wow. It's almost like I asked that multiple times over the past 2 years. Wow. Imagine that. The bully cries as he strikes you. Oh my god. Please learn what rhyme scheme and meter are before you try to write an edgy, self-regarding poem in your profile. Oh my god. But Kirsche, you just don't understand! Spooky's a pure, perfect, innocent cinnamon roll whose amazing character and enormous range of close, personal friends, ready to stake their own gleaming reputations on defending his, are the perfect and only defense he needs from all these shameless, blatant lies. Jesus Christ. I just... How do you become this? How do you get this way? I haven't even spoken to Dev. Was briefly last December, and before that was October. DFD and I aren't even close because she barely ever talks to me either, and I'm less fond because she likes to be nice to me directly and then say cruel things about me to other people, thinking it won't get back to me. Wow! Imagine that! The things that you do, your friends also do! It's almost like similar people keep similar company. That's crazy. Who could have seen that coming? If that's even true, because all these people know how to do is fucking lie. Sometimes you wonder what it's like to be a schizo to this degree. I feel like this is even insulting to schizophrenics to call him a schizo, but I don't even know what else to say, man. Why are they all connected at the hip? Wow, the people who lie about other people constantly also lie to each other. Unprecedented! Stop the fucking presses. And as for you... Nice timing. You might think I've been harsh to you in the past, but I want you to understand that I literally only heard about you for the very first time. When I was sent a clip where you called me, quote-unquote, that person. Yeah, because I wasn't gonna say your fucking name. Because if I said your name, then I would be being mean. And also, the context of me saying that was receiving a DM from Mr. Personality saying, why not bully the femboy? How am I supposed to know your inside jokes and that is something you're okay with? If somebody says that to me and I have no idea what the context is, I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that. I'm sorry I accuse you of liking them since you want to bully them. Like, what is this autism? And again, trying to say, I literally only heard of you for the very first time when I sent a clip where you called me that person, and then some stray screenshots of people around you stalking me on random forums and Discord chats. Can you really blame me for feeling attacked? Why did Dragon Fat Deposits ask months prior to have you collab with me then? Why did she come to one of my mods and ask that? Why did, after I declined, and I don't have a screenshot of this, which is why I didn't include it in the document because he deleted his account, unfortunately. Why did you DM me afterwards asking to clear things up? You knew who I was. I like, fucking please, dude. As someone who only found Kirsche through the Artcast appearance and had no idea all this was going on before it started blowing up again, all this convinced you is that if you blow up as a streamer, you never want to interact with DMs or Discord shit outside of memes and non-serious things. Still glad I found Kirsche through it though. It's why I don't accept DMs unless I know the person. It's why I talk less in public now, because people like this are fucking crazy. It's why, like, as a content creator, you can't just be a normal person, because you get people like Spooky and like Dev and like Dragon Fats, and it's just like, fuck, dude. It's amazing how these people tell on themselves like this. They fully expect everyone else to be as instantly paranoid as they are, and that everyone is always trying to infiltrate and gather dirt on everyone else as a standard method of operation. Exactly. I was fucking like, what the hell, dude? You hear from Pippa collabs from like forever ago. True. There's no such thing as a femboy. Those are just... oh god. You found me through the Legal Mindset collab. You wish you saw me years ago. Fun Foxu, thank you. Kirsche! Mama Oko, thank you for the 10. Kirsche, you are curious now where things go. This whole thing has definitely taken a toll on lots of people. You're hoping nothing else happens. It would be nice if people just stopped. I've been asking for people to just stop for 2 years, which is why this document exists. They will not stop. They will not stop. All they will do is implicate more and more people in their actions, which is why when you associate with people who are willing to roll around in shit and lie about others and use people for their own gains, you are going to get dragged down much the same. It's not a guilt by association thing. It's a these people will drag you down. And people, when you associate with these people, other normal people will look at you and be like, well, we already know everything that these people have done. We know what they're willing to do. We know how they act. Why is that person interacting with them? And most content creators will not give the benefit of the doubt. They'll just see, oh, X is interacting with Y. They're probably the same kind of person. Don't interact. Noted. And it's unfair, right? But it's like, the people that you are friends with, and even if you're not friends with them, people will perceive that you're friends with them if you do stuff with them regularly, because that's just how optics work. People will attribute the aspects of the bad person to yourself as well. On Arc staying by Dev, you think it's all because they've been friends since Gamergate, and they remain friends despite knowing Dev hangs out with communists. They're both men, and that means a lot in this situation. Yeah, Arc lying about me on a tweet was not something I saw coming, because it was just like, I didn't really have too much of an issue with him at this point. Like, I knew he keeps Dev around basically to just farm his chat for anger supers. Like, he's even admitted that. He's like, I keep Dev here because of the super chat money. I was just like, is it really worth it? Is the super chat money for people hating Dev really worth all of this fucking nonsense? Like, I don't get it, man. Guilt by association is a loser mentality, but you don't have to stick your neck out for people who are obviously misbehaving. Exactly. Exactly. Dev is in short fat otaku? Yes, correct. Dev is the monkey with the symbols. Dev is the perfect example of a commie infiltrator. He got in by siding against the ultra far left, but he was always far left. Yep. Has Kirsche been unpersoned by side scrollers and or the Geeks and Gamers crew? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Dev is the boogie of Arccast. True.
Munya,
Ark said in the past that it is because when all other Warhammer 40k YouTubers turned on him, Dev stayed with him. That said, never trust the Leaf. Never trust the Leaf, man. After Dev shit-talked Pikami, he wrote him off as a dumbass. True and real. Craig wouldn't do that. He would rather bring her on to talk about it if she wanted to. Yeah, absolutely. Craig is a good dude. Craig is a good dude. Sorry if this is a dumb question, but where can you read the doc? You check Discord and you're catching up on YouTube. I made a tweet about it in response to Ark, so it's at the end of that tweet. Expect no less from Canada. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry I don't have a better answer for you, Oko. I think it's Ocho, but I don't know. I'm fucking retarded, man. I wish I had a better answer for you, but like this is just to quote the famous London mayor, this is part and parcel of being in the content creator world. And if you want to grow, you will encounter these people. You will encounter people who will slander you, who will lie about you. And you have to kind of like make the choice of, I don't want drama, so I'm just gonna hope they stop. I'm gonna ask them to stop, and if they're not malicious, they will. And I probably sat on this a lot longer than I should have, because anytime I would try bringing it up, Dev would make another threat about making a hit piece on me. It's like, again, I don't know how he claims that DFD is innocent or that nothing was happening when he directly has stated, documented in my document, that the people have been leaking things to me and I have enough to make a hit piece now. Like, how do you lie about that? Absolutely part and parcel. It amazes you every day that people bring up that Dev is Canadian. No one ever mentions how he's a communist. This is all classic commie behavior. True. True. It's just like, this is what you're going to have to deal with. And you have to be vigilant about who you let occupy your time. Which is why Pippa was like the only person I collabed with for a very long time. I was worried about reaching out to people. Pippa is someone that I can absolutely trust, like beyond a shadow of a doubt. And it's scary to reach out to people knowing some of these things, you know? I'm very grateful that I have other people who are incredibly kind, like Fish Princess and Fillion. Wonderful people. Mama Ocho, thank you for the 10. Just feels unfair when people who don't know anything about this get dragged in. They don't deserve this, and you don't enjoy seeing them suffer. You don't know how to reconcile that. I was the same exact way. I mean, even though I watched a metric fuckton of Sargon and Jim back in the day, I didn't remember who the fuck SFO was. I was like, DFD's a mod for this person. I didn't remember who they were. And so you can use me as a cautionary tale of what will happen if you associate with people like this.
These people remind me of my early internet days. Anonymity can be a hell of a drug combined with too much free time. What helped me was getting banned from something I really loved being a part of.
And like, I didn't even really associate with these people, right? I gave Dev enough of the benefit of the doubt to like have a cordial conversation with him, and I figured it would end there. I gave him the benefit of the doubt because he said, I changed, I don't do what I did during the Gamergate days anymore, I'm a different person. And I was like, okay. And just because of that, because I gave him that small benefit of the doubt, I've been dealing with this for 2 fucking years. Please use me as an example. Some people do not deserve the benefit of the doubt, even if your woman brain says, I would like to. Please, please learn from my naive mistakes and do not make the same ones. You can't remember everyone? You can't remember everyone, and that's why content creators keep lists.
This is your song, thank you.
Do 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 do.
Thank you.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
This is your song, thank you.
Missed the live streams last week, and so I missed the Slaves Avalanche catching up on the drive home from Vegas.
Oh my god.
Here's some slaves from the casino budget that didn't get used.
Casino budget. Oh my god. Millennium NK,
Thank you for the 200 slaves. You fucking crazy, dude. Thank you. Thank you. That's insane. Thank you for the 200 slaves. Thank you. Stop yelling at me, Mom. Look, Nano, you're smart. I had to yell it back a few times. We had
Hey
some
guys,
domestics.
smash that like button, leave a comment, push me in the algorithm.
Thank you, Million NK, for the $200 doodles. Thank you.
You want to be on Foxu's list? No, you don't. SFO is unironically a fed on Trudeau's employee. No one should give him the time of day. Well, I can't verify that. How are the legions of slaves settling in from last stream? I gotta get with Nim to figure out what kind of a stream PC to schlorp up.
Game.
A Senor Sparkle, thank you for the 5. When you started streaming, your wife told you not to speak your mind? There's so many crazy people out there, and they will find you. Yeah? I am very honest on my streams, which creates an attack vector for people who are disingenuous cunts, as it were.
Butter dough. I put the butter on the dough. Butter dough. A dog with the butter dough. Put the butter on the dough. Butter dough. Dough with the butter dough.
Let's go.
Let's fucking go! Shadow Ryu Pimp, thank you for the 69 butter doggos. Thank you! Thank you.
Butter dog, the dog with the butter. True and real. Do not do the Kirsche Nano! Do not do that! It's a small woodland critter! People wonder why public figures choose to use doublespeak and nothing buggers when people like this exist. Yeah, it's also tiresome, honestly. I can't remember what I was saying. I can't remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, Senor Sparkle Super. It's like, I am very honest on my streams. Like, to the point that I can be without getting slapped by the TOS people at Twitch. And so, like, you can exist as a very honest content creator, but you have to understand a lot of very established content creators used to or still do play these incredible gay op games. The drama is not real. Content creators who are seeing like a slump in their numbers or a slump in their supas will talk with each other and either create fake drama between themselves or implicate an innocent third party in said drama in order to drive up viewership and to drive up revenue. This has been happening since time immemorial. This is why Jim has said you have no friends on the internet. The fighting is fake, and these people will throw you under the bus if it means they get a small bump. And so, if you are someone who operates like I do, you are seen as naive and easily taken advantage of by these other kinds of people. So you can exist as I do. However, if you want to, you have to have that healthy dose of paranoia and remember Daddy Jim's advice of you have no friends on the internet. You have no friends in content creation. And never trust these people. Like, when you DM other people, unless there's someone you know you can trust, it's like playing chess. Right? Anytime you send a message as a content creator, assume that message will be seen by everyone. You cannot be completely yourself in all spaces if you're entering content creation. And I know, Ocho, you run like a drama channel, and you've had people who have unfairly attacked you in the past as a drama channel. That will keep happening. That will only get worse. And you will have people who will gun for your downfall by trying to find any little scrap that they can to misconstrue who you are. That is just how this works. It's not fair. It's not fun, but it is just what you're going to have to deal with. It's just like when VTubers will make posts on Twitter about like, oh my god, I got somebody in my DM saying that I'm trash and I'll never make it. Meanwhile, my DMs are filled with a colorful collection of all the ways that I should kill myself. It's just like, you just get used to it. You just get used to it. It's part and parcel of being a content creator.
Thank you. Thank you. This is your song. Thank you.
Thank you, Hack and Slay.
Thank you, Hack and Slay,
You
for the
are doing good
$100
work with
doodles.
the bridge/DI elucidation. Thank you.
Thank you, Hack and Slay. Thank you. I'm glad you appreciate my work. Glad you appreciate it. Thank you for the 100 slaves, my guy. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. You were expecting more PPs in your DMs, to be honest. I don't typically get PPs. I've gotten a couple. I've gotten a couple unsolicited PPs. Before I started, like, inclining super hard back when I was just a Terra streamer, I guess women who like MMOs like myself are very autistic. I would get more nude pictures from women than I would from men. It's a very strange phenomenon. Mama Ocho had a few nice streams covering the drama. It was wonderful to listen to while playing some games. And like, I get it. I get it that when you see something like your friend's name in a document like that, Lumi didn't do anything wrong. She's being used, but she didn't do anything wrong. Her name in there doesn't implicate her in anything. If anything, it should be a warning that if she continues to do stuff with certain people, other people will see. Other people will think of her as a friend of those people. And it doesn't matter how much she says, I disavow, I don't like their opinions, I rarely talk to them. The optics are what matters. And that's just how things are. And it's very unfortunate. Her anger should be not at me for knowing that she sent a message, but at the person who asked her to be a delivery boy for him. You've been teaching all your coworkers about all the DEI stuff in Bridge, including pointing it out at our company? Good. I'm glad. We've had a handful of people. We've had a handful of people here who've brought the Bridge stuff to their bosses. It's been wonderful to see. Need to verify the nudes after getting the lotion and tissues. What the fuck?
I have a tab for that. I have a tab about gay duck necrophiliac sex.
Amazing. The Diogedia on Twitch is synced. God bless.
What? Synced? I don't know what you mean by that. Aki, thank you for the $25 doodle. Thank you. Nerdy Text account, thank you for the $4.99. Those women probably thought you sounded like a biker lesbian. I mean, maybe. And then, like the other people mentioned in the doc, people wanted like a disclaimer in the doc saying that like they haven't done anything, but it's like, why do I need to provide a disclaimer when I don't claim people who didn't do anything did something, right? If somebody like Bull is establishing that they are a habitual liar and they will try to use other people's names in order to gain prestige and status and make people think better of them, I was like, Shondo didn't do anything. She did nothing wrong. She was also implicated by Bull. Bull just brought up people's names to make himself look more important than he was. Because again, he's someone with main character syndrome. Disclaimer, read the thing first. Yeah, read the thing. Read the thing and read it without getting emotional.
Oh, nice call.
Shondo did nothing wrong. I love Shondo. Very cute. Shondo's a victim of discrimination. True and real. Weird thing about Jim, someone claims to be him in Dev's Discord, claiming to be best buddies with him, getting Dev's seal of approval reserved for people like Brianna Wu and others. From you saying he doesn't use Discord, along with Dev lying about contacting people who got their accounts nuked, your guess is this is fake. It's 100% fake. Daddy Jim does not like Dev. Free my wife, she didn't do nothing. Exactly. I don't want to mod it yet either. I'm gonna put Jim regularly shit on Dev for years. Considering Dev came out and was like, oh yeah, I have Jim's docs, ha ha ha. Yeah, like, rightfully so. To be fair, 300 pages is a lot to read and many people are lazy and ready to jump to conclusions. Yeah. I've gotten a few people who send me emails, and I very much appreciate them. Like I said, I don't really respond to stuff unless I know the person, but I've read through the emails from people who are like, I've had to deal with like being gaslit and stuff in the past, and like they sympathized with my situation, so I definitely appreciate you guys. Thank you. You're late because you overslept. What are we yapping about? We're yapping about content creation. Dev, I have Jim's cancer too. Please clap. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Let me finish reading this DM so I can get it off screen. So I can get it off screen. Literally, the only thing I want is for you to leave me alone. Like, once again, wow, the thing that I've been asking for. Please never think of me again. I want nothing from you. Just leave me alone entirely. I'm out of the VTuber community. You and all the other people spreading rumors 1 month ago. Sorry, sir, but you were the one spreading rumors. The truth always prevails, good sir. I don't even want to reply to this, okay? Just leave me alone. Oh, and to put a finer point on it, I want you to cut me out of your drama documents and stop talking about me. I can and will have a lawyer raise a harassment lawsuit if I need to. And this is how these people get most content creators to shut up. They threaten things like this that are completely fucking baseless. Like, what are you gonna do? Go to a lawyer and show them my 300-page document and they're gonna read it? Because they're not some, like, brain-dead Zoomer with no attention span. It's literally their job to read this shit. And they're gonna be like, so you want to bring a case against this woman that you've been harassing for years for harassment. And then they're just gonna laugh you out of their fucking office. Like, it's just going to be another Google Doc situation for you, Spooky. Why would you even say this? I want nothing more than to never even think your name again, so let's do that mutually, okay? Well, if some of the other things that I've been shown about you are true, enjoy prison, stalker child. Like, it amazes me. It amazes me that these people are fucking real. Like, I can't, dude. I finally caught a stream. Welcome! Welcome! Is harassment even a thing in the US? Considering freedom of speech! Oh my god. Reminds you of when Aleka, I don't know who that is, obviously sued Sargon. Oh, when it would have failed by one and then went to another and lost, Sargon would have gotten all he could from her to set an example to not threaten people with threats or lawsuits. How can people be like this? How do they get to this point? I don't know. How do you get to this point is a good question. No, a lot of lawyers would take that case. They would just want to be paid up front. See, Fatric's lawsuit. Pay me up front. I know you're gonna lose, but, like, I want to take advantage of you. Braden, 4141, they give the 10. Him going after you the first time is when you stopped watching SFO? Yeah, and it's like, he's always gonna have people who take his side. He's always gonna have people who skim the documents and be like, this woman is schizophrenic. It's just like, again, that's not the point of me releasing the document. I'm just glad it's out there and I don't have to be worried. Mama Ocho, thank you for the 20. You think you have one more piece of content you'd like to make about this? You don't know if anyone made a quick summary of my doc for YouTube, but you'd like to. You said you're sorry for getting upset. Your gen mates are important to you. I understand. I understand the getting upset because it's just like when your friend does something silly, it kind of puts you in a weird position, right? It's just like, I would like to think that if Pippa did something silly, I would be a good enough friend that instead of defending her, I would be like, Pippa, you kind of did something a little silly here. You know, like maybe don't do silly thing. It's just like, part of the hard part of being a friend is like when your friend is walking into a lion's den, wanting to prevent them from getting eaten. It's like, you wanna support them, you want to see them happy, but you also, if they are willingly walking into a lion den, it's just like, you don't want to see them get hurt. Pippa always does silly things. She's a silly rabbit. Oh my god. But yeah, no, I'm perfectly fine with you doing like a video summary. You already did some streams. Like, I'm perfectly fine with it. It's public. It's public, so I don't care who does what with it at this point. Like I said, there's already videos of like dev guarders trying to discredit me and say that I'm lying. I was like, apparently I haven't watched any of them because like there's no fucking point. But I was told about one of them. Someone actually played like the Destiny out of context clip and was like, oh, so she's a hypocrite. These people aren't real. Like Grum said, if you want to have an effect on what happens, join the community notes program on Twitter. Because there are people that try and get accurate community notes removed all the time. All the time. How did I feel about V's response of too long didn't read, stop bothering me with this? It was more like, too long didn't read, this is all about association, this is nonsense. A dev violated the aggression, or the non-aggression pact, but like, this is just like two women fighting. I do not like his response. I feel like if he wanted to make a stream or a video on it, he should have read it. He should know the information himself if he wanted to farm content off of it. I don't like it when content creators, no matter who they are, decide to make a video on something and they know nothing about the subject matter. Because regardless of what you think, when people watch a streamer talk about a situation, they're taking that streamer's opinion as like, oh, okay, that's what happened. Which is, again, another reason why I show as many receipts as I possibly fucking can. I don't want people to just listen to my words. I want people to see how I came to that conclusion and see the source material themselves. But I can also understand that people... I don't want V to be bothered, right? I don't want people to be sending him non-consensual, massive paragraphs about shit. He ain't got time for that. He ain't got time for like a gajillion paragraphs in his DMs, dude. But also, again, this is going back to... V has said he's not going on Artcast. V has said he hasn't spoken to Dev in ages. He's not playing games with Dev. V has been very transparent about how he has separated from Dev. But because he defended Dev for so many years, because he spent time with Dev for so many years, of course people are gonna bother him about it. Of course people are gonna be like, well, you were his friend, you defended him. Why aren't you saying more about this? I don't envy his position, but that is just what happens when you associate with certain people, unfortunately. And he's like, we don't have this theory of association in Romania where I live. And it's just like, if I had a friend who like murdered someone, I'm sure people would be DMing me about it constantly, even months after it happened. And it's not like anyone would think that I support murder. It's just that it was my friend. This is like Keemstar Shadman thing. Oh, the Keemstar Shadman thing is crazy. V's realized his wrongs and is trying to do better. Yeah. Like, I definitely don't like his response on the document. But, like, I don't think he should be bothered either. Because, again, he's made his stance on Dev very clear. Isn't Shadman going to jail for assault or some shit? Dude, the information about him is so hard to track down. Which is why people... I think maybe last year, I don't even remember when the stream was. They gave me Null as a source, and it's like, yeah, Null is someone I can trust information-wise. So, Munya. If he did start to give a shit when he was made aware of the Nuxtaku email, if he knows it will affect him, that's when V starts to give a damn. The fact that the Nuxtaku was not from DFD or Raging Bull, or at least not confirmed to be from DFD or Raging Bull. The timing is very coincidental, right? Like DFD threatening to send a care package and then that dropping literally the next day. Very, very suspect timing. And it's just like them all colluding to blame it on leftists, them all saying, oh, it's because Kirsche went on Artcast and her leftist audience revolted against her, and Kirsche thinks that an edgy VTuber can't exist, so she's being weak and backing down. She should just man up and say, yeah, I went on Artcast, what of it? Literally no one, not a single fucking person was upset. Not a single person was upset I went on Artcast. It was, everyone enjoyed it. A lefty audience. This is how you know these people are lying. Did Nux ever do anything with the email? Nope. Yo, any leftists in the chat? It was fucking hilarious, all of the idiots that think right-wingers can't write satire of leftist shit. I don't think they can't think that. I think they were saying that because they think other people will believe it when they say that.
Munya. Munya.
You don't think anyone is against being edgy? There are certain lines nobody should cross? Yeah. Perhaps even Lamau. What happened with Nux? Nothing happened with Nux. Nux did nothing wrong. He's literally only in the document because people speculated to be DFD, but no confirmation, sent him a life ruination style email about me and my community. Can confirm I'm obviously a leftist. That's why I love watching your popular leftist VTuber, Kirsche Verstal. True. Alex Blackfoot, thank you for the 5. We're leftists with the real leftists in chat. Please stand up. Cool, you like Nux? Yeah, Nux has followed me for a really long time. We haven't interacted, but he's followed me for a hot fucking minute. Nux did nothing and found no value in the email, so never used it. Well, I shouldn't say never. We interacted recently, but never in the past. You know, Kirsche is leftist for Cherry. True. Mama Ocho, thank you for the 5. Side note, what did I think of Dev's reason that he told you for breaking the silence? You were surprised he let you say that. I am not surprised he let you say that, because, let me see. I don't know if Ziz is listening in the chat. What was that? There was a video that was posted where he did, like, the same exact thing. Which is again, it leads to, he's just, I mean, I'm sure you know this, Ocho. You're not a fucking idiot. You know he's lying to you. Let me see if I can find it really quick. Yeah, okay, I found it. Okay, I found it. Nux has done some bad things in the past and stuff, but you don't think he did anything wrong with the recent stuff? You don't know if you have all the... He did nothing wrong in regards to my situation. His name is only mentioned in the document because an email was sent to him. He has done nothing wrong. You were on 4chan too much as a kid. Whenever someone says X did nothing wrong, your first check is it sarcasm? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Almighty Lolly, thank you for the 10. Dev has a history of gay ops in pretty much any circle he gets into. He was deep involved with the Kraut stuff during the Skeptic days. Dude is a massive snake and will tank his friends with him. Yeah, and if you thought what I dropped about him is a crazy expose, there's something else coming that's even crazier. So I cannot wait to watch that. That's going to be fun for me. I don't know how long it'll take, but I have been informed there's something else happening. Please no. You only know about the gay V-Shouho drama, but that was all V-Shouho's fault. I was like, you don't exist and never make mistakes, right? I'm sure Nux has made mistakes before. It's just like, when I make mistakes, I apologize for them. That's just, like, we're only human, you know? Cecile Wayback Gaming Machine. Dev is just, yeah, you've known for a while, but you know this. Yeah, I don't know if you're the Cecile who is also, like, in some of the public messages in the document, but, like, I'm sorry, dude. Sorry, dude. I've heard you also started getting DMs, Gestapo style. Sounds like Jim's gonna do a video. That would be funny. That'd be funny. So, what he said to you, Ocho. There's this video that I was linked. Short Fat Otaku begins his Grows a Backbone arc by banning people who hurt his feelings. And this was 3 weeks ago. So this was fairly recent.
Mervinu, $5. Based. All ideas entertained is rare nowadays, it seems. So sad. That's how I feel about it, man.
A few moments later.
But then there are people who show up and they say, Dev, you're lying. Dev, you're bad faith. Dev, you don't actually believe this. At this point, I am just, like, banning those people.
Harassment is...
Just clarify if I've actually seen the other stuff being dropped. I have been given a TLDR on what it's going to be. And how they have been wanting to do this for a while. So, I definitely believe what this person is saying to me. Nux had some lolly drama by changing his stance and trying to erase some of the old video images of himself, trying to label all lolly content as pedophile, when he was earlier fine and used to joke on lolly content in the past. Have I noticed that Tricky hasn't been online at all since she outed herself as a shit person? No, I don't follow her. I have no reason to, like, keep up on what she's doing.
Threats of violence, but it's also the day-to-day grind of you're a liar, you suck.
Congrats, Dev. You just argued that you believe that Anita Sarkeesian was right.
That's a bullseye.
Hello everyone, Ace here, and today we have a bit of a follow-up with regards to Short Fat Otaku. Because, curiously, a few hours after my original video dropped, Dev decided to update his rules for his Discord server. And just to completely prevent Dev from calling me bad faith, allow me to read the new rules to you word for word. Dev says, quote, "At everyone, by the way, this is the Dev Grows a Backbone arc. If you call me bad faith, I'm going to toss you out of of my community. To make this absolutely clear, I'm not saying if you disagree with me, I will toss you out, and if you think I am dumb, I will toss you out. I will never be the kind of person who punishes others for honestly presenting me with criticism in good faith. If you think I need to get educated on a topic, or if
I've never watched this video. This is my first time experiencing it, so like, that is hilarious to me.
my logic is flawed, fine. You are free to say so as much as you like. But if you actually think that your disagreement with me means that I am a liar, that there is just no way I could honestly believe something differently than you, that there must be some malicious intent behind my reason, I'm not going to tolerate that. You've already labeled me as an enemy, and I have no reason to associate with you at that point. Criticism and disagreement is always welcome. Denigrating me because we disagree is not. So
that backbone made of jelly. My backbone is made of jelly, but it's more real than whatever this is. Oh my god. So he's probably a liar. Yeah. Hey, this is wild.
To start off, I love the fact that Dev calls everyone who he has decided he's going to ban bad faith themselves. And for the Dev defenders out there who are desperately trying to plug their ears and cover their eyes to pretend that he has done absolutely nothing wrong, allow me to reread the exact part where he argues that everyone that believes he is bad faith is arguing in bad faith themselves. Quote, I will never be the kind of person who punishes others for honestly presenting me with criticism in good faith, unquote. In other words, Dev believes that
I didn't even present him with criticism. I was just like, hey, here's evidence of your mod doing gay ops. And he goes, well, she only did that because Wing the Hussar backstabbed her. I don't know how many people put it together by reading the document, right? Because I never explicitly stated it. The backstabbing that Winged Hussar did was after I banned DFD from my Discord after she created the entire drama by bringing Dev to the area. She even blatantly admitted it in the document. There's a screenshot of her saying, I caused a whirlwind of drama or whatever the fuck. I can't remember off the top of my head the wording in another streamer's Discord. She links my stream. After I banned her, she went to Winged Hussar's DMs and showed him a screenshot from my Not Safe for Work channel, which is a gate-kept channel. You have to get in there through like activity and whatnot previously. And she showed him a screenshot from inside of there and was like, why are you lying? Why have you betrayed me by showing that I still have an alt in this channel? And Winged Hussar was just like, oh, look, dude, I don't want to deal with this. This is crazy. So him backstabbing was him outing the fact that she had people spying on the channel. Like, that was the backstab. Oh my god, like... And then to have Dev claiming, oh, she was only mad at Winged Hussar because she backstabbed him, and that was the reason that he backstabbed her. Like, the whole thing is just insane. Like, actually insane. Dude guy, thank you for the 2-month member. You thought Dev was authentic when he apologized after his comments after January 13th? He then clipped you out of context while saying you're retarded? Go fuck yourself. He clipped me farther out of context than even Destiny did, trying to paint me as a hypocrite, and got ratioed so fucking hard that he even got community noted. Unfortunately, Destiny and him have a legion of propagandized people, so the community note only stayed for a couple of days, and Destiny's never actually got off the ground. Which is, again, like, Grums has been beating the drum on all of the, like, DEI people, all of the Sweet Baby and Kotaku kind of people. They will downvote accurate community notes in order to not get fact-checked. And the only way to fight that is to become a community note person yourself. DFD was mad at you because she was obsessively in love with you, whatever the fuck excuse Rage made before DFD's actions. Yeah, that was also weird. You're not a literal who anymore. It's the Father of the Year Destiny is sicking his drones on you. I'm sure he just, like, I'm a literal who, so I'm sure he just thought that, like, attacking me would be an easy dunk and an easy win for him after getting basically castrated on fucking Piers Morgan, I think it was. Like, dude went on television and got dressed down. I am nothing in comparison to that. And directing people to downvote community notes against yourself is TOS, you think? I mean, that doesn't mean that people don't do it. You have to be a pathetic loser to get owned by Piers Morgan. I saw that and I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Literally every single person who has ever called him bad faith is arguing dishonestly and is not presenting criticism in good faith. Because
wow, it's almost like it's always been projection.
if you were presenting criticism in good faith and honestly explaining why you believe he is arguing in bad faith, well, then he wouldn't be punishing you by his own reasoning now, would he? So in other words, Dev is, like I said, ultimately arguing that every single person who has ever called him a liar or complained that he argues in bad faith must themselves be arguing in bad faith. Taking it a step further, since Dev is not just banning people on Discord who do this, but also on his YouTube channel, the YouTube channel that he believes is a free speech platform open to all discourse, what Dev is also arguing is that calling him bad faith, or calling him a liar, is not protected in the confines of what constitutes free speech. In other words, it could be said that Dev is ultimately arguing that calling him a liar is a form of harassment, which brings me back to the very intro of this video, where I pointed out that Short Fat Otaku is now unironically arguing that Anita Sarkeesian was right. More specifically, right about what exactly constitutes harassment. Keep in mind—
But it doesn't surprise me, right? Like, isn't he hanging out with, like, Brianna Wu in current year?
That Short Fat Otaku was actively a member of Gamergate back in 2014. Because
Destiny getting so butthurt he tried to take you out of context is still one of the most hilarious things to happen this year. I legitimately never expected that he would see a clip of me crying. And it's a little unfortunate that, like, that's the first time that that's happened to me, like, reacting to content instead of the good crying when I'm getting pelted. And that's like the first exposure to me so many people now have. It's a little embarrassing, you know?
with that context in mind, there is no way to adequately describe with words the sheer irony of this situation. Another irony I have to point out is that Dev is trying to paint this as him growing a backbone, whereas of course if Pikami, for example, had done this back in the day, he would have called it weakness instead.
True and
Especially
real.
given the context that Dev already called her weak when she was facing actual harassment in the form of death threats, as well as people doxing her, in contrast to the situation Dev finds himself in, where people are calling him bad faith and pointing out exactly why he is bad faith. Or to use Dev's own terminology, the absolute most strongest backbone that Dev can produce is still weaker than what he describes as Pikami's weakness. Speaking of pointing out how Dev argues in bad faith, I believe that in my last video on the topic, I only partially showed a particular tweet thread that, after reading through the rest of it again, I now consider to be the magnum opus of Dev arguing in bad faith. A tweet thread that I believe is so blatant that I've decided to not only bring back and show in its entirety, but also read the entire thread to you as well, just to make it as clear as possible that Dev does in fact argue in bad faith. The thread—
How many videos of people showing that he only interacts in bad faith are going to come out is my question. Because like when you see in my document like just the sheer level of gaslighting and deflection that happens, like there's even a conversation where I was talking to him about the actions of DFD, and he just kept wanting to bring it back to Winged Hussar and how Winged Hussar backstabbed them both. And it's like, by doing fucking what? Telling me that she still has spies in my Discord? Like, what do you fucking mean? I was like, he's not a part of this conversation. He hasn't mentioned you since that day we spoke. He hasn't done anything. And Dev was just like, yeah, that's cool. So right now, all I see this as is like a fight between our moderators. And it's like, holy shit. Holy shit. Like, if I hadn't been gaslit by men before, I might not have been able to tell what was going on. So like, Jesus fuck, man.
in question begins with Dev stating, quote, C at not V at T Archcast. This is what I mean by Dev derangement syndrome. It absolutely exists. People are out here creating fake lore about me because they're too incompetent and too brain rotted to deal with my actual stated positions. I was never pro-lockdown. To which...
I don't know his position about the lockdown, so it's not like I can say anything about that. Why is the screenshot so crunchy? Or crunchy screenshot.
have two comms?
Hello, play, please.
V responds by stating, quote, you'd vote for Biden who was pro-lockdowns. Dev responds by stating, quote, yes, because there is not a perfect candidate who does all the things I want and none of the things I don't. Clown Worldsman responds by stating, quote, the vax mandates and lockdowns weren't just imperfect, they were evil.
True.
Dev responds by stating, quote, so was trying to steal an election, which is why I would not support Trump.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything? And also, steal an election? Steal an election? When did the Trump side do that? Goalpost moving.
Respond by stating, quote, hey, remember when you admitted the FBI was trying to steal the election in favor of Biden, but tried to defend the integrity of the election by saying the attempt failed? Why are you defending the Biden presidency now? For additional context, allow me to read now the tweet from Dev that I quoted in that last tweet, where Dev states, quote, no, my argument is that the attempt to mess with the election failed, so the election is still legitimate. We're not talking...
Holy fuck. Like, it doesn't surprise me, but it's still just like, damn, man. Damn, man.
Talking about if the FBI is innocent, we're talking about if the election is legitimate or not. And for that conversation, yes, their success matters. For even more additional context, I should mention that Dev said these things in a discussion over the Hunter Biden laptop story being suppressed by the FBI, deliberately lying to various social media companies that it was just Russian propaganda, which itself is an example of election manipulation via misinformation.
Chad, I have a Russian spy network voice channel in my Discord. Clearly, I am a Russian bot.
As I've already explained in my previous video on the subject. Point is, back when Dev made these tweets, he openly admitted that he believed that Biden did in fact try to steal the election. And with all of that in mind, let's go back to the original Twitter thread and pick up where we left off now, shall we? As Clown Worldsman responds to the new information by stating, quote, now wait a minute, you mean just last year you told him about corrupt behavior from a very important government agency and he accepted it, but then memory hold it and continues to this day defending the government against arguments that is corrupt with any cope possible. Woo. Clown Worldsman follows up by stating, thanks for that, Ace. I won't go into detail, but that one drive-by post was very insightful given the discussion happening over the last few weeks and what I've seen. This is just a what if you had breakfast this morning problem with a different IQ threshold. Waste of time.
And like I said, it's the same with the people who don't want to read my document or can like just read the words but don't look at the proof, and then they're just like, where's the proof though? How do we know this happened? It's like, it's in there, dude. There's fucking little tabs and bookmarks and shit that you could jump around. Like, it's all there. If you can't perceive breakfast, your opinion is worthless to me.
To this, Dev responds by stating, quote, the court has indeed found that the FBI overstepped its authority in its dealings with Twitter. To which I respond by stating, quote, indeed, and in favor of Biden, no less. So then the question becomes, why are you defending the Biden presidency with whataboutism fallacies, and especially when you yourself admit the whataboutism in question is also something the Biden camp has done on top of other evil stuff? To which Dev responds by stating, because when Biden does something good, I'm still going to call it good? To which I respond with, quote, so your entire argument is that you think Biden has done more evil than Trump due to Biden both trying to steal and election and the vax mandates, but has also done more good than Trump. This is the second time I've asked you to provide examples of the good, and here is the first. To which, of course, I link myself asking him the previous time. Of course, at this point, Dev does what he always does when faced with a response that he can't actually counter, and decides to run for the hills and pretend that my reply does not exist, which is why that is where this particular tweet thread ends. But the big lesson to learn here is that this is an example of Dev openly admitting that he'll happily defend defend Biden trying to steal the election, as well as doing the vax mandates on top of that, but then will find Trump to be completely irredeemable because he believes that Trump tried to steal the election as well. What's funny is that if Dev had any logical consistency here, he would have ultimately have had to come to the conclusion that the Eastman memo was, even in the most uncharitable interpretation that he took, that even under
TDS
that
is a hell of a
interpretation,
drug.
the Eastman memo is still completely vindicated
Very
due
true.
to Biden's previous actions. And that not only did Trump not do anything wrong with the Eastman memo, but that it's ultimately Biden who is utterly unelectable because he tried to steal the election. I took great care to make sure I could
Holy
fit this
shit.
entire thread into one single image, because posting this one single image on Dev's Discord server is effectively equivalent to walking around Beijing holding up a photo of Tank Man. It is utterly irrefutable proof that Dev argues in bad faith. And so it would be extremely inconvenient for Short Fat Otaku and his Discord moderators if viewers of mine who happen to still be on his Discord channel started sharing this image around as much as possible. It would also be extremely inconvenient for Dev if this image also started showing up in his Twitter replies too. But speaking of further evidence of Dev arguing in bad faith, I believe I should also take some time out in this video to provide a shout out to the aristocratic utensil, who has also done an excellent job covering the many examples of Dev arguing in bad faith, as well as the sort of tactics he tries to use in his dishonesty. For this reason, I will be linking his latest video on Dev in this matter. For what it's worth, I will admit I haven't seen too much of the aristocratic utensil's work, and there is a fair amount I disagree with what he says in the videos that I have seen, but I will say that when it comes to Dev, he is absolutely spot on. And I'll also mention that he does at least also seem to be more open-minded than Dev at this point. My overall position, in other words, is that I see the aristocratic utensil as being somewhat misguided, but still ultimately honest with his opinions, unlike Dev. So make of that.
I'm not a huge fan of monarchy, but just because we disagree on something doesn't mean I think he's disingenuous. I think he genuinely believes what he believes, and that is much more admirable than someone who can't have any principled stances on anything. Spoon is honest as fuck. Yeah, exactly.
That what you will. I believe I've covered everything that needs to be, so I'll finish by stating that I will of course be providing a link in the description below to the tweet thread I read, so you can check it out for yourself if you should so desire. I'll also be providing a copy of the image of that tweet.
Look at the lengths of look at the lengths that people have to go to in order to be like, this is what happened, because all that will happen from the other camp is lies. I was like you have to provide, you know, the video evidence, you have to provide the live tweet thread, you have to provide full screenshots. Here's a link to the video from Ace here. It's just like, again, like, I have a 300-page source document, not just with screenshots, but with video recordings of some of the messages to prove that they weren't tampered with. She said that you could still tamper with video, but I'm a little too retarded to figure out how to do that. So that, like, I had to do everything I could to make this as airtight as possible. It just doesn't line up with my thoughts. From the kitchen drawers, the spoon man arrives. True. Oh, the whole argument is no, it's actually you. Yeah, pretty much. The whole argument is no, we're innocent. Alright, okay. Mario Chilila, thank you for the 5. For someone so large, Dev is really good at putting his foot in his mouth. Biden's just an old Trudeau. That's why Dev loves him so much. I feel so, like, again, I understand Biden a bad person. He's done bad things in the past. He's done creepy things with people. Like, I know he's bad. But, like, I don't feel a large animosity. And this might just be my specific flavor of autism, just feeling bad for old people. But whenever I see him, I'm just like, please let Grandpa go home, dude. Please just let him go home. Oh my god. We wouldn't be having all these problems under a good old monarchy. Yeah, we probably have other problems, though. Probably have other problems. And to fit in the vein of idiots being idiotic, this person posted a screenshot of the red-headed libertarian saying, "We're all laughing at the prospect of President Kamala, but we must remain steadfast and never, ever, 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 ever underestimate how retarded women voters are. And this is again, I'm gonna bring up OG motherfucking Gamergate. Alright, okay? Where all we did was laugh at them and things got worse. You have to pay attention even if you're laughing at them. And then As if summoned by prophecy. I don't know who Claire Lehman is, but she got checkmarked. I don't know if that means anything in current years, and you just buy it. But a Claire Lehman here said, I know it's superficial, but I like that Kamala can dance and that she looks incredible for her age. She looks like the kind of person you'd like to have a margarita or two with. And this reminds me, right, like whenever I see people giving these like stupid fucking reasons for why they would support a political candidate, I think back to high school. And people talking about Obama and why they would vote for Obama over the opposition. And I remember this one fucking woman who was just like, yeah, Obama's black and therefore he has big dick energy and that's what you want from a president. And like, even as a teenager, I just sat there so fucking stumped out of my mind that I was just like, wouldn't you want to vote like based on their policy? Like, even if they're lying about it, like it's better than saying he's black with big dick energy. Like, what the fuck is that? I fucking hate teenagers. Oh my god. You vote for whoever's gonna ruin the country less. Double-digit IQ thought process. And they want to lower the voting age. Actually crazy, man. Kai, thank you for the 5. Did I cover the Tyson and Shadman connection yet? You're surprised that it took this long for people like Tim to cover Shad. It's a funny thing you mention people like Tim, because that's actually where I wanted to start that conversation. If I can find the tab. Please hold. I have brain damage. So, the Chris Tyson thing coming out has been really interesting to watch unfold on Twitter.
Is it bad to be attracted to a cartoon fox?
Incoming tab! I have so many tabs, man. It's been really interesting to watch on Twitter because a lot of people are like weirdly trying to run some kind of defense where they're just like, well, talking with minors is never okay, but this isn't an excuse to be transphobic. Okay, he isn't trans. He isn't trans. And if this is the catalyst that we finally needed to get fence sitters like Tim Pool and to get normies to realize what autogynephilia is, I'm fucking here for it. Cause like, if Leah Thomas couldn't convince them, I figured they were lost. If Dylan Mulvaney couldn't convince them, I figured nothing fucking would. But I guess finally, now that someone of status next to Mr. Beast like Chris Tyson is blatant autogynephilia, now people are willing to talk about it. Now it's okay. When I first started talking about autogynephilia, when I was like a fucking 40 CCV terrorist streamer, I was always worried that like I would just get banned for talking about it. I was always worried anytime I mentioned AGP, I would immediately be called transphobic and came after. Because mentioning AGP means that there is a sect of trans people that aren't trans, but are using that identity for their own fetishistic gains. And a lot of people, when I first started talking about it, were just like, well, but that's just a small minority. That's just a small but loud minority of trans people. And it's like, no. My dear, I'm sorry you haven't been paying attention. Actual dysphoric people are a very, very small part of the population. Actual dysphoric people, very small. Very infinitesimally small. That doesn't mean they should be disregarded. They need psychological attention, right? Autogynephiliacs, and autogynephilia for the few people asking in chat. Autogynephilia is a fetish where men get off on being perceived as women, as dressing as women, being addressed as a woman, being treated as a woman. Autogynephilia has been around for fucking ages. Silence of the Lamb is a very good example of an older movie that showed what autogynephilia was like. And it has been maddening to me, having been talking about this even before I became a content creator since, like, the late 2000s, noticing these things happening, that everyone who talks about this doesn't want to mention the word. We can't mention it. Now, all the self-ID laws, all the self-ID nonsense is to obscure the fact that autogynephiliacs are trying to co-opt a transgender identity to push their fetishes on other people. And the discourse around this has always been, if you're on the left, you never mention ideologues, you never mention trends, you never mention autogynephilia. And on the right, people were just like, oh no, they're all crazy. They're all the same thing. Like, nobody was willing to talk about autogynephilia and ideologues on either side. They just wanted to play partisan. And so it's been absolutely maddening watching the discourse around this for like 15 fucking years, if not longer. Even Kirsche could not convince them. No, that's not true. There were a lot of people who, when Kirsche raped his mother, people were like, excuse me, you're using the wrong pronouns. It will be a cold day in hell when I call Kirsche a fucking she. You are insane. Sorry to say this, but you think they've already taken over the trans people community? They have. They very much have. And it's very unfortunate because since the ideologues and the autogynephiliacs are what most people see, are what get the most exposure, are what write the most posts online, actual dysphoric people get lumped in with that because they're the minority. And everyone thinks that all trans people are the same flavor of crazy as the ideologues and the fetishists. Kirsche even believed Chris was trans and not AGP? That's crazy. Kirsche, please. Like, I know he helped Chris for ages, but like, dude. Either way, you'd call him what he is. These people are fucking mad if they think about fucking pronouns after what Chris did to his mom. I was gonna bring it up afterwards, but like, where is it? There's this tweet. 88.1k likes, 908 quotes, 10.7k reposts.
Munya! Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Draciel, thank you.
Vacation has begun. My work slaves need a place to go for a week and a half, so I am sending them your way. Use them as you will.
Hell yeah, I'll make sure to put your slaves to good use. Thank you, JCL. I hope you have a wonderful fucking vacation. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I think Kirsche genuinely thinks they're a woman, but Kirsche also thinks that they are the reincarnation of Jesus Christ. I don't think Kirsche genuinely thinks he's a woman. I think he thinks that by pretending to be a woman, he has a higher chance of getting a boyfriend-free girl. Because he sees that other trans people can bully people into agreeing to do stuff with them. So he's like, well, if I'm trans, I am also above reproach. And it's like, that's something I'll also get into eventually in here, because I have it in a tab. Or it's just like, South Park even touched on it. Like, when you become trans, you basically become above reproach. It is like peak privilege. He's not trans or AGP, he's just a predator. Yep. Buckle up, buckaroo! They're evil, they put a bad target on your back just for existing, you just want to be me, and you agree with me on Kirsche, keep fighting the good fight, AGPs make you sick. Thank you, Lulu. Thank you, Lulu. It's like, I think back to Dave Chappelle's stand-up as well, where he had a trans friend in the audience, and that person, like, basically just said, you know, I'm having a human experience. And it's like, that's true. That's true. Just because... Like the dirty dog you are. Just because someone has dysphoria, if they're not, you know, doing crazy shit, like the autogynephiliacs do, there's no reason to care. There's plenty of people like Blair White or like Buck Angel out there that are just like fucking chilling. Ricky Gervais had a good bit on that. Yeah. Transitioning is now the new get out of jail free card. Well, like this person with so much engagement here. Good news, the person that Ava Chris Tyson groomed has come forward and stated that Ava did not groom him. This is great news because not only is Ava not a groomer, but a child was not abused. Please spread this. And like reading this, I just get dumbfounded. Right? Like we all know that there's been a push to like lower the age of consent. And even if that hasn't been done overtly, when you say, yes, minors are able to consent to hormones, yes, minors are able to consent to surgeries, yes, minors are able to make strong decisions about their future while they're still a minor, this is also going to bring in the argument that yes, minors can consent to sex. This is not a slippery slope. You are just watching it happen in real time. And so for someone to just blatantly come out just blatantly come out and be like, oh, the minor admitted that they weren't groomed, they consented to. It's like they can't consent. They cannot. That's the goal. Is it really a slope if it's their intent all along? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Minors still can't fill out a 4473. I don't know what that is. I don't know numbers. Spaz Badger, thank you for the 5. Thank you for bringing out the truth. You have a friend who has autogynephilia as well as your brother-in-law who always has obvious reactions and dresses. I have a VoD on my VoD channel, and I loop about this every so often because, like, again, people still don't know what autogynephilia is, and I guess just now the normie sphere is starting to talk about it since Tim Pool made a video of it. I talk about Remilia. Remilia was a professional League of Legends player. Remilia, and I brought the fucking receipts, Remilia had a Discord server, and Remilia was an out autogynephiliac. They were proud to be an autogynephiliac. They liked the fact that this was their fetish and this was something that they could engage in. They had hate for transgender people because they were always called trans. And they were like, I'm not transgender, I'm an autogynephiliac. And they would say tons of disparaging things against trans people because they were called trans. No, not Whammy from Face Connect. Remilia from League of Legends is unfortunately, they took their own life, unfortunately. They ended up getting the surgery and then took their own life afterwards because if it's a fetish and then you have a surgery to alter your genitalia, you're not going to have that same hit of dopamine from your fetish anymore. But after Remilia's death, the media, who knows nothing about Remilia, did its very typical transgender person got bullied to death. And like, as someone who knew the context around Remilia, watching all of the news articles come out about how they were trans because it would fit the narrative and be able to push that the poor downtrodden trans people are being bullied to suicide was insane to me. Actually insane. Not only that, but the owner of her team, the Renegades, was trying to fly her for... Yeah, the manager that sold Remilia the idea that the surgery was a good thing and they could help with it, basically ended up getting Remilia butchered, which is what caused the suicide, unfortunately. I'm trying to be very kind in the way that I word this, because it's not a funny situation. You don't like what you have, but it's better than mutilation. These idiots don't help the plastic surgeons get so much money, and it's disgusting. What's even more disgusting is that after the plastic surgeries, a lot of these doctors will just be like, can't help you, you're on your own. And it's like, so you just went through this invasive, traumatic surgery, and then you have no help afterwards. Like, even looking at someone like Jazz Jennings. Jazz Jennings is a TV celebrity. They have so much of a support system. They have so much money. And even Jazz Jennings, first was told, you don't have enough material to have the regular surgery. We need to do an experimental surgery. So Jazz got an experimental surgery, and his created vagina exploded. He had to go back in for multiple corrections. And after years of having corrective surgeries, didn't even want to dilate, didn't want to keep it open. And is now just like, what if I fucked up? Like, he's had clips expressing, what if this was a mistake? And so it's just like, this is so barbaric. I've been comparing the surgeries specifically to how we used to use lobotomies in the past, again, for decades. And I'm happy that that discourse is finally being more mainstream. Like, I'm seeing more people say that. Munya. The Wikipedia article just says he died in his sleep. Yeah. There was never any, like, real confirmation of Remilia. It was just, like, they made a public statement about Remilia dying in his sleep. But it's just, like, he didn't have any dire health conditions. So, 99% sure it was not a natural cause. Small fact that a lot of discussion on this topic completely fails to ever mention is that testosterone is a naturally powerful antidepressant. So if a woman starts taking it while depressed, they are naturally going to have a great few months and think, wow, it really is true. I must have been a man trapped in a woman's body all this time. Nobody acknowledges what a massive confounding symptom this can be to any objective diagnosis. And, I might because my massage therapist, oh my god, to just like minor tangent for a second here, chat. I'll come back to the real topic, but like, I saw my massage therapist yesterday, and I had like a giant knot in my muscle, like right, I don't know what muscle it is. She knows all the fancy medical names, but it's like right above like where my glutes are, and then right below where my hip bone is. And I had like a fucking tennis ball sized knot. Like, it was huge and painful, and like I could feel it as she was trying to fucking rub it out. As soon as she got that like fucking tennis ball like down and I could feel the release, I felt the same way like when you come out of anesthesia. Like, it was just this absolute crazy, almost disoriented feeling that I couldn't even recover by the end of the massage. And you cummed? No. It was such a good feeling. It was so good, man. And then you morbed. And then after I came home, I ate something really quick, and then I passed the fuck out. Or maybe I passed out and then I ate after. I can't remember, man. It's like a blur. But I passed out, and then when I woke up, like, I always get a little bit bruised after her, because she works hard. She's always so happy that I can actually handle pressure, because she's like, it makes me feel like I can get work actually done and help you. Whereas the people who can't handle pressure, it's like, I feel like I can't do anything.
Don't let your woman brain get in the way of using my brain.
Stop telling us about your happy end. It's not a happy ending! And then Kirsche yelled at least this loud. Jesus Christ. I woke up and I went to pee, because after a massage you have to drink so much fucking water. Like, you will get sick if you have like a deep tissue massage and you don't drink like a metric fuck ton of water after. And I went to pee. This woman beat the fuck out of me so hard, she jump started my period. I wasn't due for like another week, but you know, you gotta flush all of the shit that comes. Yeah, you gotta flush all of the stuff that comes out of your muscles. But like, excuse me, this isn't the first time it happens, right? This isn't the first time I've had my period induced from a deep tissue massage. But it's still confounding every time it happens, you know? It's real. It is a real thing. It is a real thing that happens. That's how Yuri pregnancy works. Oh my god. Maybe that knot was the egg you needed to push out. Jesus Christ. You peed blood. Oh my god. Unlearn! Now the weird freak has to update his chart. Thank you. You're doing God's work, weird freak. World's greatest magic trick. True and real. She broke something loose there. Like, that's how you know it was a good massage. Saying a woman beat you so hard that you bled from your vagina consensually. First she rearranged your gut one week, and then she put that pussy on overdrive the next. Get me the address for that rub lady. Yeah, it's actually insane. Chakras aligned, sun reignited. Your massage therapist is a secret to hag fertility. Fucking probably is. She was telling me about a massage that she does, because you can also induce labor, right, from getting deep tissue massages. She actually offers these labor-inducing massages, and she doesn't do them before, I think she said 38 weeks is like the earliest she will do them. And so pregnant women will come to her and get the labor-inducing massages. Then after they leave, like the next day, she'll get a text message from them of their baby. So she got birthing hands. I don't know where she learned. I don't know how she does it. She's a magical fucking creature, and I love her. The power of one, the power of two, the power of shiatsu. She's given the babies eviction notices. True. Literal birthing hands. What the hell? That is good fucking service. It's more expensive than the last massage therapist I saw, but it's so fucking worth it. It is so fucking worth it. I hope her nothing but success in her entire life. What in the Naruto is this place? 10 out of 10. Her husband has got to be the happiest man on earth. Look, for you manlets in chat, I'm gonna give you some hope here. I'm gonna give you some giga fucking hope. This woman is 5'10". She's a tall, very lithe, slender woman with magical hands. Her husband is 5'2". She has children with this man. So you manlets out there, you can get a magical birth-inducing woman yourself. Holy shit, I have a chance. I have a mighty need to make it even better. Not only is this man 5'2", but he's got like super long, like metalhead hair. All right, okay. Climb Mount Lady. Lith rhymes with scythe, assuming you can pronounce scythe correctly? No, fuck you. She has Bane hands. I break your back and align it back to normal. I feel like a completely different person every time I get a massage from her. It's fucking wonderful. The E in Lith is not silent, so I'm supposed to say lithe? No, thank you. Give Kirsche a deep tissue massage, immediately get bled on. What the fuck? And thus, the search for a himbo continues. Jesus Christ. She shows up on the bedroom door menacingly. I'ma induce you now! Narrator's voice. Kirsche could not pronounce scythe correctly. Is that not how you pronounce scythe? Have I been pronouncing scythe wrong my entire life? There's no way that I'm pronouncing scythe wrong. Yes? No, it is? You're saying it right? You're saying it correct? I'm getting mixed signals, chat. Pop, 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 get induced. I thought Kirsche was full of ketchup as a prank. One guide. You're pronouncing scythe right? Lithe is lithe? Lithe? I don't think it's lithe. And lithe sounds weird too. You're getting one guide. A do guy, thank you for the $4.99. You've seen my fan base, so they love you for your honesty. Fuck, Dev. Keep bringing bullshit to light. Foxu Army strong. Thank you, do guy. I'm glad I don't have to avoid Supas with his name in them anymore. Thank you for the labor-inducing massage idea, Kirsche. You know, another cursed service to introduce your fantasy story. You're welcome! Lulu, thank you for the $1. Stay awesome, Kirsche. You say the truth about things more than most could ever imagine. You've learned in your journey as a chuba, people accept you for who you are when you're not freaking out about pronouns and are just chill, even the based ones. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I was like, nobody's got a problem with who you are unless you start, like, being a crazy person. But that goes for anyone. Pippa's children are here. Yes, I am a babysitter for Pippa's children. This is the weirdest happy ending you've ever heard about. Look, it's a good happy ending, as it were. I love my massage therapist. Hopefully one day I can bring her on stream because she's a fucking crazy lady. She's a fucking crazy lady, and she wants to stream herself, so, you know, she understands the caveats that would come with, like, protecting identity. Ace, thank you for the 5 greetings. You found out I covered one of your videos on Dev. Just wanted to give your thanks and glad I liked the video. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's, I made a 300-page document on Dev lying and covering for his moderator who was harassing me, so someone linked me your video. I was like, this is just more proof that Dev can only act in bad faith, and I was like, huh. Interesting, let's look at this guy's video! Does she teach about massage techniques? She should. I hope she does one day. And the reason I brought her up, she has, I think, 3 sons? I could be mistaken and it might be 2, but I think she has 3. And, one of them is autistic. And, you know, as a child, some autistic children, you know, they need a bit of a wrangler, as it were. And with all the trans discourse, we have seen that autistic children are typically, I don't want to say targeted, but are more susceptible. And one of her sons came home one day. I can't remember their ages, but I don't think any of them are double digits. One of her sons came home one day and talked about how he thinks he's a girl now because of some of the things his teacher was saying. And she went down to that school and raised fucking hell. She was pissed. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it was a crazy story. Like I said, if I have her come on at some point, I'll have her tell the story herself, because I don't want to misremember things. But it's just like she has also had a bit of a crazy kind of life here. Good mama, fuck that school. Yeah, fuck that school, dude. Teacher needs to be fired. Hopefully they will start getting fired once more people actually start digging into this kind of discourse. Does she have a deep Boston accent too? No, she does not. She is not from Boston. How's my vacation, Kirsche? I wrote a 300-page document exposing liars. Yeah, like I said, I had to do some journalisms. I did another journalism that I can't really talk about yet. I woke up late, so I kind of fucked up exactly what I wanted to do, but it's still going, all according to Keikaku. Oh my god, Kirsche, make her give us lessons! The Pakistani national, thank you for the 5 Canadians. Is Beast just trying to cover his own ass so nothing more comes out about Beast or others? I feel like people digging into Mr. Beast and bringing up, like, clips of when he was a teenager, being like, that's too much, I wouldn't pay that for a black person. It's like, first of all, he was a teenager. All teenagers say dumb things. Second of all, that's just an edgy joke. Is it in bad taste? Sure, but it's just a joke. Mr. Beast isn't actually out here buying black people. I don't people are just trying to dig up absolutely anything. And I will always use this as an example of, like, whenever something comes out that's a serious allegation, people will always try to muddy the waters with shit that doesn't matter. And Sarue apologized, and Sarue has been a very decent person after the fact. But many years ago, she had, like, an art competition or some shit, and she talked, like, in a very poor manner to some of the people who had applied. Her moderator was talking poorly to some of the people. And so everybody was rightfully being like, you should apologize for being a bitch, essentially. And she did. But other people were trying to come in and be like, Sarue said the word retard, and she probably doesn't care, because she's French. And it's like, how are you going to be upset at someone for saying the word retard, and then in the same breath, literally be racist? Like, you are not real. So, like, these people were trying to muddy the waters and just bring in other allegations that made no fucking sense and that nobody rational would actually fucking care about. Right? Sarue does say retard. She rolls the R on it. It's so hot. Sarue's main mod was a real piece of shit. This was years ago, so I can't remember all of the details, but it's like she apologized. She never did it again, to my knowledge. She's been nothing but decent since then. But I always use it as an example because, like, everyone tried attacking her for saying retard. And it blows my mind. It's like, who fucking cares? That has no bearing on what's happening right now. Actually, you can't be racist to the French. Only people. Excuse me, the French aren't communists. Hell Monster, thank you for the 5. $1 billion is $1 billion, Kirsche. I'm rich. Honk, honk. What the heck? Last you can remember was something about French jokes, but you don't know more, and it went away as fast as it came up. Most French people would say retard quite often. It's quite common, and just means slow there. What if you're fire retardant? French aren't communist. Haven't you seen the latest election? Oh, man. That's a rough moment. You're so happy you won't get banned for saying retard on Twitter anymore. There was a period in time where, like, it was a genuine worry that you would get slapped on Twitch for saying retard. Because, like, they were just ramping up the censorship pretty fucking hard, but it seems that dropped off. Munya. You can say a lot on Twitter now, thankfully. Utard, weetard, retard nation. True. The French were communists before Marx wrote that tiny book. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say every French person is a communist, right? Just because they've had communist people in their government previously doesn't mean every single French person is one.
Scratches! Like I'm a real...
They brought the real gun emoji back on Twitter. Thank you, Elon. I saw Pippa freaking out about that. But I'm gonna watch this Tim Pool video. I'm gonna watch this Tim Pool video with you guys because he finally mentions autogynephilia. It's like, holy shit, it's finally entering the normie sphere.
East addresses the Chris Tyson scandal, saying, I'm disgusted. And saying that he has removed Tyson from the company. My friends, this appears to be confirmation from Mr. Beast that he has...
And I'm going to bring it up later, but it's funny how he's taken immediate action to remove Chris from the company. And then, like, people have been reporting that Chris stepped down. And it's like, man, this guarding.
Witnessed this behavior that Chris Tyson was accused of to the point where he says he's disgusted and has fired the individual. I don't know what else you say then. Mr. Beast has confirmed that a member of his staff, a co-star, the transgender Chris Tyson, was grooming children. This is shocking stuff. One of the biggest YouTube channels, the biggest YouTuber, hundreds of millions of views per video. I don't know. I want to be careful for legal reasons, and I want to make sure we're being careful because I want to know it's true. But Mr. Beast coming out after these allegations saying what I have seen is disgusting and I've removed this person. Mr. Beast says they've seen enough. I think Mr. Beast has confirmed that Chris Tyson was grooming children. There's another video too. Let me pull this up.
And this is also interesting. I would like to see more just to satiate curiosity, but I have no problem dropping the, like, yeah, I feel this confirms it, right? I feel this confirms it. I feel like we have enough evidence to confirm it. But I would still like to see exactly the depths of depravity that this person has gone to. Right? Like, I am just curious exactly what has happened. Tim's voice is irritating and how he strings his words together. I mean, the person's voice has to be quite literally nails on chalkboard grading for me to comment on it. Because it's like, I have a voice that is a very polarizing. He's been propped up for years, never watched a video of the dude, never knew he existed. I've never watched anything from Mr. Beast. Like, I think people have linked me a couple of clips that I've played on stream, but I've, like, never gone to his channel, never watched his stuff. And I know he's a massive, like, children's channel, which makes it all the more weird. Right, like, Shadman has made art that isn't pornographic. The art that was on the wall in the Mr. Beast video, I wouldn't say is pornographic, but I would say should not ever be something you send or have children look at. It's like, why was that there? Why was that allowed to be in a video? He made a lot though. Yeah, I'm not defending Shadman at all, and we will get there. We will get there. Bostonian pronunciation, so polarizing. You were a big fan of Mr. Beast's Ghost Kitchen. Fuck Ghost Kitchens! I'm so glad I've never eaten a fucking Mr. Beast burger. Holy shit. It isn't polarizing. It makes you want you on your pole. What? Another guy recently released a video proving a bunch of Mr. Beast giveaway are illegal. What? Lotteries and the game shows are rigged? Well, it doesn't surprise me that the game shows are rigged, because there was I don't remember who it is, and I don't remember all the details, but somebody in chat will probably know what I'm talking about. There was a woman streamer that came out like last year or the year before that or some shit, and she was like, I was supposed to have won this, but then they let somebody else win instead. It's all rigged. Like this was a fuck up, and everybody was just like, oh, she's just upset and she's a clout chaser, blah blah blah. But like this gives more credence to what she was claiming, doesn't it? I would have to like somehow dig up that tweet. Rosanna Pansano or something, Husky Starcraft's wife. I don't remember. But like, Mr. Beast had so much goodwill that like nobody was willing to take any of her claims seriously. You don't hate Tim's voice itself. You just absolutely can't stand the way he uses his voice. Pansino from Nerdy Mummies. They fake the dialogue too. It's just like, we'll get into this later as well. I have said before that streamers, TikTokers, YouTube creators are the new celebrity. Everything that has happened in Hollywood has been happening and will continue to happen in the content creation sphere. Because this is just the natural evolution of what Hollywood celebrities were. And an unfortunate thing that comes along with that is that content creators have a fundamentally different relationship with their audiences than typical Hollywood celebrities do. Celebrities were always like on a pedestal. They were far out of reach. They were something to like look at in a glass tank. But streamers and TikTokers and YouTubers are people that you as an average individual can just interact with. And I'm not saying that I'm not average. I hope that's not taken out of context. But it's just like, if streamers are given a celebrity status, we are not looked at like in a glass case like someone like Ryan Reynolds would be, right? Like we are not untouchable. We are touchable by the population. And we have a heightened degree of trust between us and our audience than someone like a typical Hollywood celebrity would because of that interaction, right? People want to say parasocialism is just something in the VTuber sphere, and it's not. Everyone has parasocial viewers. Everyone. From like fucking Boogie to like PewDiePie, I'm sure had tons. Markiplier has tons. Even Null, I would bet I would say with 100% certainty that there are people parasocial for Null. Like I would not doubt it. You would never be parasocial. Anyway, you said we could touch you? You're calling us out. And it's just like that parasocialism goes both ways as well in the streamer sphere. There are some streamers that will be, you know, walled, and they'll be like, I'm not your friend. I won't interact with you. Don't ever think we have any connection. And then there are other streamers who are like, yeah, I want to spend time with my audience outside of stream. I want to do stuff like movie nights. I want to do stuff like replying to them frequently. I want to do community events. There are people who will do that kind of thing. Parasocialism. So it's just like there's a fundamental difference between the old celebrity and the new celebrity. And that difference with the new celebrity means that they have a bit of an easier time selling scams or taking advantage of people as well. And again, not all content creators will do that, obviously. But we've seen scams happen before. We've seen even stuff like Boogie doing his like, don't buy this coin, it's a meme, and people still did. Some of you are kind of parasocialist. Hollywood celebrities are so disconnected from society, everything they say isn't even by their own mouth, rather by some agent or company. And that's what I'm saying here, right? Like when we see stuff like all of the fake drama between creators, all of the fake drama that reads and watches like a reality TV show, you're in the new Hollywood. I don't like thinking of myself as any kind of celebrity, so I try not to, but it's like, this is just what content creation is now. And companies and corporations and the government are also going to find ways to exploit that in order to push certain products or certain messaging, because that's what they've done in Hollywood. The Reeve guy, thank you for the 56. Even fictional characters, movie book game characters have parasocials. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Some streamers are surprisingly lonely without their fans. Yeah, whenever I go on vacation, I'm glad I get to rest and I'm glad I get work done, right? And it's like I get to rest my throat for a while because for some reason I'm a very phlegmy lady. But like, I miss my honorable chatters. Ooh. Not an FBI, thank you for the 5. Ah! There's also the chat reflects the stream. On unrelated note, Deb's fan base are on the short bus. Salka Alpaca, they give the 500 yen. Lucy Pyre unironically made a pretty good video when it comes to parasocial streamers and viewers. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. You're a parasocial demisexual. I can only get off if I convince myself I have a relationship with fictional personalities. Jesus.
Another victim came out. I'm going to pull this up from, let me see if I can find Drama Alert here.
Drama Alert?
Drama Alert, of course, has been covering this story. And obviously due to personal involvement of Keemstar. But there is a video of another person coming out saying that they're a victim of Tyson. Here we go. I got it right here. And we'll play this in a second, but first I'll read a little bit of the news before I play this man.
I don't know if Tim plays the whole thing, but if he doesn't, I will, because I have this up in a tab as well.
Talking about how he was victimized as a child. Hollywood Reporter says YouTube star Mr. Beast has addressed the grooming allegations made against his longtime collaborator, Ava Chris Tyson, saying that he was disgusted by the claims and has taken immediate action to remove Ava from the company.
Get a fucking editor, newspaper people!
And any association with Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, whose real name is Jimmy Donaldson, was responding. Do we have the link? We'll just pull up his tweet right here. He says, over the last few days, I've become aware of the serious allegations of Ava Tyson's behavior online, and I am disgusted and opposed to such unacceptable acts. During that time, I have been focused on...
I think the best joke to come out of this was people being like, Chris, just because Mr. Beast runs a children's YouTube channel doesn't mean you can use it as a dating pool. Jimmy knew. I want to know just how much he knew. Like, there have been people, especially people who previously worked with him, saying that Jimmy knew the entire time. I would find it very hard to believe if you are this close with someone, because Jimmy's been defending Chris for a long time from other things. I'd find it a little hard to believe that he wouldn't know. But I would like proof that he did, obviously.
Hiring an independent third party to conduct a thorough investigation to ensure I have all the facts. That said, I've seen enough online and taken immediate action to remove Ava from the company, my channel, and any association with Mr. Beast. I do not condone or support any of the inappropriate actions. I will allow the independent investigators the necessary time to conduct a comprehensive investigation and will take any further action based on their findings.
I'm wondering if we'll ever see the results of that independent investigation. And I hope this isn't an independent investigation like when the government goes, we have investigated ourselves and we have found that we've done nothing wrong. Right? Like, I hope it's an actual independent investigation. And I would like to see the results from it. That's getting swept under the rug. It's just like, I hate when people say, like, we're going to look into this and then we just never hear about it ever again. It's like, it makes me confused, you know?
Man, excuse me. I don't think Mr. Beast...
Oh, no. Timmy is phlegmy. I am phlegmy. We've never been seen in the same room together.
This. I think his PR firm wrote it. And that's it. I think his PR firm wrote it, but there is some interesting legal issues here.
This is another thing where it's like, sometimes when content creators have their managers run their social media accounts, or they have like someone that they pay to run their social media accounts, people will still attribute whatever is posted on social media to that content creator, obviously. But it's just like, if the person running it isn't the content creator, and they're making jokes and they're posting opinions and whatnot, I don't have someone who runs my social media, so I have to wonder how much is specifically ran by the content creator
process wet material with your wood chipper at least as you shred, alternate fresh, wetter, and then dry material to prevent the machine jamming.
I have to wonder how much is run by the content creator themselves, or how much is just the personality of the manager knowing that the content creator would probably be okay with what they're doing. So it's like, if someone who's not the content creator is running their social media accounts, who are you even being parasocial for at that point? It's a little confusing to me sometimes. So I don't like the idea of having someone like post things for me, because that feels like it would be disingenuous. Tell us you're the content creator here. I don't have any manager, much less one that like runs my fucking Twitter account. Parasocial to the idea of the person. It's crazy. The big thing is, if any grooming and any contact happened on company property, then the company is also responsible. And imagine the lawsuits coming from that. We don't know if any physical touchery has occurred, and I certainly hope it has not.
He says, I am disgusted. Really? I have become aware of the serious allegations, and I am disgusted. I've seen enough online. That's confirmation. Let me explain. If someone comes, like we've dealt with this here at Timcast, someone will say something like, hey, this person did bad thing. And I'll be like, dude, you saying person did bad thing isn't enough for us to legally be able to do anything. There have been people who have been like, person did bad thing outside of work. I'm like, nothing to do with us. We can't do anything about it. Employees have protections. You can't just claim a person did a thing to get them fired. Now, a bunch of companies were doing this. And in fact, this is interesting. We're going to talk about this in the next segment with Gina Carano. Disney fired her over a social media post. And she's suing and is actually advancing in her suit. This is huge news. For Mr. Beast to terminate this individual means he believes one of two things. That the financial damage that he would incur should he be wrong is less than the financial damage he would incur when people stop watching his videos or he loses all of his sponsors. Possibility. He's got a lot of money to lose, and Tyson could only sue for so much. Or he has seen enough that he feels has given him the legal defensibility to terminate Tyson without being at risk for any major lawsuits.
Mr. Beast paid a private investigator agency to do the investigation rather than having his company do it. This is like the FBI investigating the Secret Service, so while there's a reason to question, you're open to believing the presence of some independence. Yeah, and it's just like, if he releases the findings, I'd be more willing to believe it, because a lot of independent investigation stuff just never gets released, and it's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. Don't care, thank you for the 2. Leaks implied Jimmy was in the groomer Discord. I haven't looked through all the leaks yet. I do have a thread of some of the best hits up, though. Nightmare, thank you for the 4-month member. You wonder how Tim's good friend Jack Murphy is doing these days? Is he friends with Jack Murphy? I mean, just because you have someone like on your show to interview doesn't mean you're friends. And I don't know the status of Tim Pool's friendships. It's not something I looked into. Bella Cracks, thank you for the 10. To be clear, you may not have a manager, but you do have a wrangler. Much love, and thanks to you, Nyamu. Keep this dummy safe. He prevents me from drawing disgusting Nikocado avocado buttholes on my stream. A juggling necromancer, thank you for the 5. I think the best thing Jimmy Beast can do is give the authorities the findings of the investigation, and Chris gets what he deserves. I agree. Absolutely agree. Hopefully he will do that. Real Harley Quinn X, thank you for the prune. Thank you for pruning. Thank you for pruning. How would he even lose viewers unless the algorithm changes? The iPads playing him on repeat to kids won't stop doing it. This is where like parents need to actually parent comes back into the situation. Hopefully, if parents know their kids are watching Mr. Beast, they can like block the channel or something if they feel that strongly that Beast knew about all this shit. Again, I would want to see proof that he knew it was happening before now. But also, if I had a child watching this channel, and I saw that video where they had Shadman art on the wall in one of their videos, I would then be like, I don't think this channel is safe for my child to watch any longer, because if this was in one video, what else has been in other videos? The sponsors and distributors of his products will drop him like a hot stone. There was Shadman art on the wall? Yes. There was Shadman art on the wall in one of Mr. Beast's videos. It was the, it was like, this was like the most prolific drawing I knew him from. And I always thought it was Hillary Clinton, but I could be wrong. I thought it was Hillary Clinton wearing the Bigfoot is real and ate my ass t-shirt with like the gun in her mouth. Maybe it's not Hillary Clinton? I don't know. That's who I thought it was. He likes Shad, but his art should be miles away from... Ooh, no. Do not like Shad in current year, sir. Ooh, no. See, like, I knew Shad as edgy meme artist, man. And again, I'll get into this later. I have so many tabs. I knew him as, like, edgy meme artist because I had seen the, like, Bigfoot ate my ass artwork. I've seen, like, the Hillary Clinton art, like Jill Stone, that kind of stuff, like his Belle Delphine things. I was like, oh yeah, edgy meme artist. What I did not know is that he drew pornographic imagery. He drew hentai of real-life minors. And in my opinion, when you cross that Rubicon and you bring real-life minors into your pornographic artwork, that is something you should never do. Ever. For any reason. You knew him as edgy meme lord artist. He went down the hell. Yeah, I used to want art from him. I used to want to have, like, my character drawn by him. Because he was the edgy meme artist, and I, the edgy content creator. Like, it just made sense. When he went to jail, I thought it was for drugs. Apparently it's for stabbing a hobo. I was very far out of the loop of fucking everything. Please don't say you crossed the Rubicon when talking about hentai. Why? It was the Hillary Clinton one. Hold on, I gotta scroll up. Chat is fast. He called her Smalley, and that was part of the pinup tag when the website still existed. Okay, like I said, I always thought the Bigfoot ate my ass t-shirt was Hillary Clinton. I could be wrong about it, but I thought that's who it was. Drugs were involved with the hobo. Is that why the hobo got stabbed? Like, he had drugs inside of him, like a piñata, or... Salka Alpaca, thank you for the 1,000 yen. You liked Shad back in high school because he was edgy and didn't give a fuck. You kind of looked up to him, sadly. I never looked up to him. I just thought, you know, edgy meme art man. Did not know he drew real minors. That is grotesque. Farnham, thank you for the $20 doodles. Now draw her buying Wonder Bread. Yeah, draw me with bleach blonde hair buying squishy Wonder Bread at the store. All right, I want a loaf of Wonder Bread between my thighs. That man is positively wholesome in comparison. This makes it even more confounding, right? That apparently... Yeah, like Lord Brown Bear said, apparently, I've been told, Shadman would not draw the Wonder Bread Man artwork. And it's like, how are you okay with drawing real minors, but Wonder Bread is the line that you draw? Like, what the fuck? It would be on obscenity laws for drawing sexual depictions based on real children. Yeah, it's just like, you have to be some level of just like absolutely fucked up to do that. What is Wonder Bread? Wonder Bread is like the default American white bread. It comes in like vibrant packaging that's like white with red lettering and a whole bunch of colorful dots. It's basically just sugar in bread form. Like, it's not healthy, it's disgusting. But it's very soft and it doesn't get moldy. Shad supposedly didn't want to draw the Wonder Bread specifically because it wasn't sexual. Jesus. And in all the times that, like, I had mentioned wanting Shad art when I like, in the past, nobody in my chat until, like, what was it, last year? I don't know, Skewky might remember when you guys finally fucking told me. But, like, nobody in my chat knew when I was smaller either, when I had mentioned wanting Shad art, that he had done, like, fucking crazy shitty things. Because I hadn't been corrected for ages. And so I never even, like, knew there was anything I should be looking into until I was told, unfortunately, recently. You even made Shad AI art of Kirsche? Jesus. Kirsche always needs... I'm very glad that not only do I have people who are willing to correct me, but willing to show me the proofs so I can stay correctly corrected. In fairness, Shad didn't refuse to draw Wonder Bread. He refused to draw Azula running a sweatshop. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Back to the AI minds. Tharian, thank you for the 5. It wasn't specifically the Wonder Bread Shad wouldn't draw. It was one of Murlogic's other fetishes, which is very specific sweatshop labor conditions. Oh. See, I don't even know the fucking circumstances around that. What is it? I don't know what the specific sweatshop labor conditions are, but are they just as bad as drawing real-life minors? Because it's like, I feel like not much can come close to being as bad as that. Asami, not Azula. I don't know who either of those people are. Sweatshop fetish, what the fuck? Another fetish of Murlogic's was robber baron women treating people like slaves. That just seems like he wants to get stepped on. He's a very weird man. He seems much more logical than Shad, at least. Much less dangerous, I guess is a better way to put it. Just had a fetish for environmental destruction, so he liked seeing industrialism. That's very oddly specific. The wood chipper for both of them. Sweatshop is normally dirty and terrible conditions. True and real. Again, you remember seeing racy clothed pinups of minors? Still fucking disgusting. Not actual porn of IRL minors. There were a few. And like, you shouldn't. I personally would not make the distinction between racy pinups and porn if they're involving minors. That's like the distinction between pedophilia and ebophilia. Like, it just doesn't need to exist. He draws Chinese pottery, but draws the line at unfair labor practices. What an odd line to draw. Tucker O'Donnell, thank you for the 5. They had a Mr. Beast menu item called Chris's Kitty Dog. My god, the signs were always there. This is another thing with autogynephiliacs. They like trying to be as overt with their fetishes as possible, but still making it subtle enough that average people wouldn't notice anything wrong. There's a picture of Keemstar's daughter biting a microphone. I have never seen the Keemstar daughter art. Thankfully, I've never seen it. When I looked it up, when I was told about this, which is why people had to go and get Null as the source of information for me, when I tried looking it up, all of the articles would just, like, say that it was drawn and wouldn't even give, like, a censored picture. Right? Like, no censored picture, no, like, yeah, this is how we found it happened. They were just like, this is it. And it's like, I know how much media lies, so it's just like, I want more than that. I trust Null and the stuff that he says, so it coming from him is just like, that is all the proof that I need. Remember he drew the Hit or Miss Girl cosplayer as a boy? Yes, I remember that as well, vaguely. Censored pictures, just a fuzzy sheet. It's just like, you've seen the picture, trust you? You're one of your mods? Yeah, like, it's just like, you don't do that shit, man. You don't do it. The only one you saw was the Safe for Work drawing of Keem putting his daughter on his shoulder. I haven't even seen that one. Like, that one, I think, was posted in, like, one of the articles, but I don't remember. The Logan actress ones were the worst, and those were the ones he drew for his fetish and edgy meme. Yeah, those are the ones I think you guys told me about as well. I'm never gonna remember her name. I just call her the minor actress. It's just like, you don't do that, man. You don't do that. But I'm gonna finish the Tim video because we're gonna get into the Shad shit in a second.
I think the latter is true. I think Mr. Beast saw what everyone else saw, knows it's true, and so said, I have no problem firing this person. One of the allegations is that
I'm not gonna finish the Tim Pool video.
Angry. Attempt to commission a sex fest. Chat correction is needed. Angry. And yeah, this sucks. I thought he just had a bad day and stabbed a guy for crack.
The girl from Logan's manager? Is that the name of the movie? Sent him a cease and desist for that art comic? Good. Fucking good. That is the correct thing to do. Like, that's fucked up.
This Chris Tyson was a fan of someone called Shadman, who produces adult images of children.
Hearing Shadman's name out of Tim's mouth is fucking weird.
Even of Keemstar's daughter. Disgusting. One of these drawings was on a wall in a Mr. Beast video. I don't watch Mr. Beast, so I don't know that's actually the case, but that's one of the allegations. Mr. Beast, I'd imagine if that's true, he sees that and he goes, holy crap, that drawing? Oh, man. Because the drawing wasn't, like, adult activities going on. It's apparently a drawing, it's a cartoon character, but of a minor child with no pants on. And Mr. Beast may have been like, what is that? I think it's creepy.
That artwork isn't of a real minor child, I will say. It's the Bigfoot ate my ass one. Creep has a massive noggin. Well, this guy isn't a creep. This is one of the people who came out with allegations. Holy shit, it's Jim Carrey! I forgot what I was gonna say. I was gonna say something and then I forgot it. Oh, woo, woo, woo. Are there non-minor children? I don't know if Tim ascribes to the minor-coded mindset. With a Bigfoot. But that art piece should not have been in a Mr. Beast video because those are videos for children. And children should not be exposed to any Shadman art. Any of it. As just like, you don't do that. Whereas the commentators confuse real and drawn.
Be either way. And I don't think it's an excuse. I think Mr. Beast knew exactly what was going on. So I have to wonder if what really happened was Mr. Beast was like, oh crap, people are bringing up the fact that we're sitting in a room and there's that drawing on the wall.
It was a pretty old Mr. Beast video, to be fair. No, that's not to be fair. He makes children's content. Shadman art should not be in children's content, even if it's just briefly on the wall. There was Shadman art in a Mr. Beast video. Yes, they have since edited the video, but it was still there for many, many years. We're not talking Shadiversity. No. I thought as well, like when I would see people talk about Shadiversity on Twitter, I was like, oh, Shadman. That's the same guy. That's not the same guy. Shadiversity is a very, very different person. I feel bad for that guy because I'm sure that there are going to be people in his DMs thinking he is the same as Shadman. No, not safe for work artists should be in a children's video, even if it's their safe for work art. I agree. Heavy agree. Jimmy very clearly stated that he knows that his viewers are kids, outright saying that his YouTube analytics are wrong. I hate the stupid "it was 7 years ago" argument. You don't care how long ago it was. This kind of thing can't be forgiven. When you are putting not safe for work artist art in a video for children, yes, that is a huge problem. Saying it's okay to have the Shadman art is like saying that trans storybook reading hour is okay because they're not currently stripping. Yes, exactly. That is a good comparison, I would say.
Now of this video, another man claiming to be a victim of Mr. Beast's co-host, collaborator, associate, Chris Tyson. And this is huge. Is YouTube going to tolerate this? Many creators, many channels have been demonetized and banned when things like this emerge. Now, many people have come on and say it's not Mr. Beast's fault. But what happens when, I mean, you already have one employee, Jake the Viking, saying Jimmy knew. Mr. Beast knew this was going on. Well, of course, Mr. Beast is so powerful, they're probably not going to do anything about it. But watch this video.
Chris Tyson from Mr. Beast used me, manipulated me, and did very inappropriate things with me while I was about 15 years old. I was actually friends with Lava GS at the time, who is the main victim of Chris that.
And Lava's tweet there says, these videos are massive lies on twisting the truth. Ava never did anything wrong and just made a few edgy jokes. I was never exploited or taken advantage of, which, if you've been groomed, is probably the first thing you would say, right?
Everyone has been talking about these last few days, who claims he isn't a victim, but we all know he is, and we all know he probably got paid off. Not only that, but he's also under an NDA from when he worked for Mr. Beast Gaming for 2 years, and he tried to get me to join Mr. Beast Gaming himself, Lava. He's the one who actually sent me the contract.
Lava's put out a second statement. I do not have that in tabs. If I could be sent the Lava follow-up statement, I would appreciate that.
And tried to get me to sign the NDA, at which point I ended our
I'm assuming that's
friendship
what Payoso just sent.
I knew they were just trying to silence me. Me and him were both initially involved in running Chris's Discord server, helping him set up his Twitch streams and moderating them.
Nate's calling me. Hey, what's up? You're on stream.
You just leaked your address. Please end your stream.
See, I'm so glad that Nim is much more subtle than this. If you make a yab on stream and you show some kind of personal information, your mods should absolutely alert you to that, but they shouldn't alert you to it in a way where they let everyone else in your audience who might have missed it know that you did it. Right? Like, and this is probably why you don't have minors working as your managers who are trying to prevent you from doing things like this. You need to have a code word, right?
As well as other technical back-end things that he needed help with. This Discord server that we were a part of had about 10 people in it, most of whom were minors. I'm not sure how they got it.
A 10-person Discord server is not really a public server. That's like a small friend group. That makes it even weirder. Like, I guess it's a work Discord, right? But it's still like, those are minors.
This is important right here. 10 people. The argument from Lava GS, one of the victims saying, "I'm not a victim. It was just a public Discord with edgy jokes." 10 people. That's like a private small room. That's not like an open chat room to the public.
I'm glad he's saying it too.
Other than me and Lava, he won a giveaway, and Chris invited him after that. And Chris invited me after I saw one of his tweets asking for help setting up a Gearsmod server for the 10 million subscriber MrBeast video.
Let's pause right there as well. Chris Tyson, who is accused of being a groomer, who I believe now MrBeast firing. Look, I want to be careful for legal reasons, but it sounds like MrBeast is confirming that he saw this stuff and he knows it's true.
They have the kids working for them to avoid paying them. Again, I don't know if Tim plays this full video, but this guy does go into the fact that Chris said that he would pay them and then did not.
Meets a 13-year-old at some kind of giveaway. A 15-year-old tweets at him, "I need help," and so he's like, "Okay, yeah, let's be friends. Come join my Discord," and start sending him sexual jokes. Dude, that's wild.
This turned into us having lots of private conversations with Chris and playing video games with him for hours on end. Not only did we do a lot of unpaid work for him that he promised he would pay us for, he would also frequently bring up sexual topics that was definitely not appropriate to bring up around 15, 16-year-olds, especially with him being like, I don't know, 20, 21 years old. He would
How hard is it to not talk about sexual things around minors? Like, I don't fucking get it, man. How does this keep happening? Very hard, apparently. It makes no fucking sense to me. Why would you do this? What? I mean, I know why, because he's a fucking groomer, but it's just like, what is wrong with you? I know this one, it's very easy. You have Lava's second tweet. I think somebody else posted it in chat. I copied the link, and I'll bring it up after the video.
Go as far as linking me several different.
MrBeast's channel started out as a Minecraft channel, so the foreshadowing was already set. Oh my god. Minecraft YouTubers try not to talk to minors. Challenge impossible.
Corn and hentai videos throughout the time of me talking with him.
Okay, for those who don't know, corn means porn, and hentai means drawings of porn, like cartoon porn.
Not only that,
I thought that you had to censor the word porn if you didn't want your ad revenue to get fucking shysted. What? Can you say porn freely now? Usually Tim is one of the people who tries to like censor his words when he talks about things. YouTube's so stupid. I agree. Tim Pool doesn't get ad rev. Oh, so maybe he stopped caring. Maybe he stopped caring if he doesn't get the ad rev. Tim is beyond ad revenue. He's demonetized already? Well, I mean, yeah, he also has his website, so I mean, he gets the revenue from there, but...
But he had an NSFW bot in his Discord server before he made it public, so when it was just a private server, his little circle of minors, and he would use this NSFW bot to spam different corn images.
Why would you have a porn image bot in a 10-person server that included multiple minors? Why would you... I am in agreement with XQC here, where he's just like, why are these creators not calling out Chris with the same veracity as they called out Dr. Disrespect? And it just kind of goes to show how much privilege these autogynephiliac men have in current society, which is why these autogynephiliac men want to parade around and pretend that they're transgender, because it gives them the privilege of a shield to do whatever the fuck they want without criticism. Meanwhile, the small amount of dysphorics have to deal with the large smear that these autogynephiliacs are putting on the entirety of them. This is worse than Dr. Disrespect from the information available, yeah. XQC was on the ball for once? Fuck it. Ain't no way, Kirsche XQC crossover. Jesus. We have absolute evidence on Chris, but you don't think we have any leaks on Doc and stuff? We only have the, like, talking sexually to the trans porn actress that he had, but that one wasn't a minor.
Alongside all these 15-year-olds. He would also frequently call me dad and daddy, as well as the others, which I guess we all kind of just took as a joke at the time.
No, let's pause right there. So here's a guy saying he's 15. He reaches out saying he wants to do some kind of mod server. I don't know what that means. And is it Minecraft or something? I have no idea. And I'm too old. But then this man contacts this minor child, calling him daddy and sending him pornography. Yo, that's illegal.
I would not be surprised to see if there are people like defending this, where they're just like, well, you can get mad at him for talking to minors, but like daddy is just part of the gay lexicon, and since Chris is a stunning and beautiful she, her, obviously he's going to just call people daddy casually. No, sorry, dude, you don't do that.
AG Andrew Bailey of Missouri on the show, and when we were talking about the scandal, he was like, that's enticement of a minor. That's a felony. That's 5 years in prison.
You have to think, this is someone who we looked up to at the time, we idolized, we thought was the coolest person in the world, so they couldn't really do any wrong in our eyes. Wow. But looking back, I was definitely uncomfortable at being called daddy by a 20-year-old.
As you should be.
Even just thinking about it now, it's just uncomfortable. This server later went public and became his official Discord server, but before it did, he had me and Lava spend multiple days scrubbing this Discord server clean of all of the N-words he had sent in it, as well as his friends, as well as deleting the NSFW channels and making sure...
Imagine not deleting all of the N-words you ever sent before you become a content creator. Like, what? What do you mean? All of them? Look, if you plan on being any kind of public platform person, you have to make sure you do some scrubbing before you step into that arena. A lot of people don't think about that. Damn, imagine having to spend days deleting all your N-words. Oh my god, it's a common occurrence that these types of people have no brain cells. I also take umbrage with, like, I get that this person is trying to paint Chris as, not trying to paint, because Chris is a bad person. I don't want to be seen as, like, defending any of his behavior. But it's like, you shouldn't fucking care about the N-words, because the grooming of all of you guys as minors is the thing that should be focused on. Right? Like, why? I don't think there's a reason to mention the N-words, because this should all be focused on he was literally sending pornographic imagery to minors. He was calling minors daddy. He was grooming these minors.
Hell, thank you for the 5. Scrub the Foxu. Stinky Foxu.
One could see that he was spamming corn to minors. This story is so much bigger and runs so much deeper than any of you really realize, so if you want to hear more and you want a part 2, let me know.
Yo, this is crazy.
And there is a part 2.
So I don't know if we have this from Drama Alert, just basically saying Mr. Beast has broken his silence, responding to the allegations. Yo, I gotta say this. I tweeted at Mr. Beast. I quote tweeted him. Not to get mad. I mean, he's got 30 million followers. I got 2. Chris Tyson was clearly going through some kind of mental issue. He's online.
Not enough yet. Thank you for the 2. Mr. Beast put out a chocolate bar called Chris's Nuts. Chris's Nuts combined with Chris's kitty dog. I am getting more disgusted the more I learn. I need a shower, man. Holy shit.
He's getting entrenched and addicted to this weird pornography stuff. He's sending it to kids.
Source if fake. If you got a picture of the kitty dog or the nuts bar, please link it in stream suggestions. Please fucking link it.
At first, my thought was, when he was suffering from these issues related to gender dysphoria, Mr. Beast defended everything about it and said, I'm sick of the transphobia, leave my friend alone. This dude, at this point, Chris Tyson, should have been arrested.
It wasn't called that, it was called D's Nuts. Oh, people spreading fake news in my chat. You see, that's why I'm asking for the images of the candy bar and the hot dog item. Well, if I have the images, I can prove who's being fake news and who's not.
If what this kid is saying, this guy is saying is true when he was 15, that Tyson was calling him daddy and sending him pornography, you know, I'll try to keep this one family friendly, but I'll give you my assessment.
Like,
That's Tim's assessment.
I found it. Oh, I found it.
Candy bar is called D's Nuts. Yeah, send me the images of the hot dog and the candy bar in stream suggestions, pretty please. I like being accurate, so I want to see who's the fake news man. But I'm gonna replay this because I forgot what I was gonna say. I completely forgot what I was gonna say.
Kid is saying, this guy is saying is true when he was 15, that Tyson was calling him daddy and sending him pornography.
That's what I was gonna say. We did a stream on like gay cruising culture because I think it was San Francisco, they took down all of the no U-turn signs because they were homophobic. And when I saw that, I was like, how are no U-turn signs homophobic? And so I looked into it, and apparently the no U-turn signs were put up in the past to prevent gay men from cruising for sex, much like, you know, prostitutes are going to get arrested if they're in certain places. And a lot of the people who were talking about the gay culture around cruising talked about how they were enticed into it as minors, and how there were a lot of minors who were involved in this kind of culture because it gave you a sense of belonging. It was people who would build you up with all of these niceties and make you feel like you finally belonged somewhere. And this seems very similar to what Chris has been doing.
You know, I'll try to keep this one family friendly, but I'll give you my assessment. But and before I do, I'll say, Mr. Beast should not have defended this person, knew what was going on, or has been accused of knowing what's going on, took no action. One former employee, alleged...
The hot dog is fake. It comes from a Twitter claiming to be a news site, but people checked the archives of Mr. Beast's site, and it never existed. Well, I'll believe you, because you give me, like, null links and shit, but is there any, like, tweet that I can look at of, like, people proving it to be fake? Again, I just like to be as airtight as possible when these things come up, especially when someone tells me something and other people in chat are like, no, that's fake news. Right? Especially when I get conflicting stories, it's just like, I want to see for myself, and I hope that's understandable for people. Menu archive in stream suggestions.
Thank you, I will go look at it.
I will go look at it. I want to finish this Tim video, though. I want to finish the Tim video.
Employee claimed that it was because Chris Tyson had dirt on Mr. Beast, and so Mr. Beast could not do anything about it. Perhaps. Here's what I think. Why is this adult man calling these young boys daddy? Why is this guy Chris Tyson supporting and engaging with a dude who makes drawings of little girls in adult compromising situations?
And Keemstar put out a tweet saying that after he knew that Chris bought the Shadman prints, he talked to Chris about the artwork Shadman made of his daughter. So it's not like Chris didn't know. It's the man calling the kids daddy, not the other way around. Correct. It is the man calling the kids daddy. And it's just like, we ask the why, but I think we all know the why.
I believe that Chris Tyson has an extremist paraphilia where he is aroused at the thought of himself being a little girl. So if you look at everything we've seen so far, you have a guy who says he's trans and he wants to be a woman. And there's a difference between the fetishists with the paraphilia and then the gender dysphoric, right? So there are many people that I've had on Timcast IRL who are not doing any of this stuff. They talk about gender dysphoria.
Man, finally.
That is a body dysmorphic disorder where you feel no different than anorexia. You look in the mirror and something's wrong. Chris Tyson, I believe, is in another camp. I do believe there's another form, which is the Dylan Mulvaney form, which is the just getting plastic surgery to fit in and get popular, which is totally different. That's a different kind of personality.
To be fair, Shadman has done other art. If you commissioned a piece from him, it doesn't mean you endorse the child art. I would say if you commissioned art from him and didn't know that he drew real children, or it was before he drew real children, you should be able to come out and be like, here, I bought it in this year, it was before this happened, or I didn't know this happened, and it should be fine, right? Like, you can't know what you don't know. But if you knew and you still bought it, that would be a problem. Because then you are tacitly endorsing the I don't care if he did that, I'm still going to give him money anyway. Which is weird.
Issue. Chris Tyson is interacting with a guy who makes lewd drawings of children. Chris Tyson himself wants to be a woman and takes hormones.
Would you not peruse an artist catalog before commissioning art? That's the thing. With Shadman, you didn't have to peruse a catalog because so much of his art was prolific memery. Posted the fake kitty dog thing in stream suggestions. Thank you, Skilky!
Chris Tyson also calls teenage boys daddy, as if these younger boys are in a domineering position above him. I think this guy has a fetish about wanting to be a little girl. I could be totally wrong. I don't know. All I know is you look at how everything's lining up, and with him sending pornography and calling little boys daddy, and looking at or supporting this guy who makes this adult content of children, this dude clearly has some, like, overt fetish thing going on.
And it feels so vindicating to finally have someone of, like, massive rapport finally calling out autogynephilia, man. Oh my god. Like, I know it's fence-sitter Tim Pool, but it's still, like, a massive shift that I wouldn't have expected to see. This explains everything. It's very obvious. Tim's been calling it out for a while. I mean, maybe I haven't watched enough of his most recent content, right? But, like, I don't remember him mentioning autogynephilia before, so even if he has, great. I'm just happy to see this. Because it took him a very long time. A very long time to mention it. The fact that Shad is still doing the art is dumbfound. Is he? I have not followed Shad since I was alerted to the shit that he did, because I don't want to be a part of any of that shit.
And the crazy thing is, it's been years. People knew this was happening, and we're only just finding out now. Why was this guy being protected? And to that point, why is Mr. Beast still saying Ava? It's absolutely...
Mr. Beast is still saying Ava because even if myself, or even if Tim, or even if some other large figures like Matt Walsh call out autogynephilia, average normies do not know the distinction between a gender dysphoric person and an autogynephiliac. Average normies have been beaten over the head with the cudgel of self-ID is real and valid. Anyone calling it anything else is a hateful, bigoted transphobe. And most of like what Libs of TikTok has shown, most of like what the gender critical subreddit that got taken down for hate speech had shown, was just reposting things from these people themselves and showcasing what autogynephilia is, even if Libs of TikTok wasn't using that exact language, the people on the GC subreddit were. And Mr. Beast, as a massive public figure, if he doesn't use Ava's real name, is going to get massively attacked and will lose sponsors for it, because these are a protected class of people. Unfortunately. I'm not saying that's right of Mr. Beast to continue using Ava instead of Chris. I don't think it is right. But I think a majority of content creators will not take that risk, as it is a undeniable risk to do so, unfortunately. It's going to take a lot more people finally talking about autogynephilia to move the Overton window enough to finally be able to call out these bad actors without losing your job or losing your sponsors or having people go after you. Cowards and grifters, such risks mean nothing to the Foxu. I mean, it still makes me worried for fucking sure. I don't want to have to deal with it, but I'm not gonna lie. Kevin Spacey, Ezra Miller, Bruce Jenner wasn't attacked because they're gay. He disagrees, but he still needs to salute when certain people walk in the room. And absolutely, there are people, even Charlie, Moist Critical, is getting attacked for using, quote-unquote, the wrong pronouns for Chris. This is a he. This is a fetishist. This is not a transgender person. And by trying to lump him in with actual gender dysphoric people, you are doing them a disservice and you are protecting a groomer.
Nuts. In fact, let me pull up the Drama Alert thing. Drama Alert as a, let me see if I can find this. He says Kai Cenat is getting backlash for misgendering Chris Tyson.
Oh, Tim brings it up.
Kai Cenat speaks on Chris Tyson sending inappropriate text to a minor. He's weird, bro. It's effed up. It's weird. How do you know the age of someone knowing you're a grown-ass man and still move forward? I don't understand it. And someone said the misgendering on purpose is so gross. She's a pedo. Attack.
And this is how they fuck with crime statistics as well. There's female sexual assaults and rape are on the rise. No, they're not, because it's not females committing the sexual assaults. It's autogynephiliacs who are men who are committing the assaults. It's just like this mass gaslighting campaign that's been happening all over the world for decades is just dumbfounding to me.
That she's a pedo, not her identity, please. No, I think I think it's fair to say these are for one.
Funny how the whole conflation of trans and Autobots was just another way to get people to accept pedos. Yes, exactly. David Werner, thank you for the 5. These fetishists being able to publicly display their fetish, publicly do things that would be reprehensible for anyone else to do because they don a identity that is a protected class has done crazy fucking damage, man. Crazy damage. And you begin to see just how much defense is run for these people when stuff like the Parents and Education Bill in Florida comes out, and so many people are like, oh my god, this is anti-LGBTQ+. You're calling all gay people and trans people groomers. And it's like, no, we're not. We're pointing out the groomers who are fetishists and ideologues. This has nothing to do with gender dysphoric people. Stop throwing them under the bus so you can participate in dumb shit publicly. Most of the time, dysphoria goes away after a number of years past puberty. Yeah, for children, absolutely, if they have it. But, like, there are adults who have dysphoria. Again, I'm going to use, like, Blair White and Buck Angel as examples. These are adults who are like, I have a mental health condition. I have dysphoria. That, like, there are a lot of people who, when you talk to them about dysphoria being a mental health condition, they get very defensive and very angry. And it doesn't make sense that they have that reaction. And I'm not sure what kind of propaganda has caused people to have that reaction. Just because you have a mental health issue doesn't make you a lesser person. It doesn't make you persona non grata. It doesn't make you an outcast. There are plenty of people that have plenty of mental health conditions, and nobody attacks them over it. You found that shit funny because a lot of these cries of bigotry and transphobia are just self-reports in the end? They are. It's very unfortunate. 100% of the time, if someone calls anime pedo shit, they're self-reporting. I've been called pedo shit with my bouncing whore booba. Apparently, I am a pedo. I am promoting pedophilia with my adult woman avatar. Oh my god. Paul Vader Gamer, thank you for the 5. Pedo people using hats to infiltrate communities the same as they did to infiltrate the church and other positions of power. Yeah, they're going to be slimy and disingenuous because that's what they are. Dysphoria didn't go away for you. Your brain is different. You're an old hag. Help. Yeah. And it's just like, people with dysphoria should not be painted with the same brush as the ideologues using it to push their ideology, or the fetishist using it to perform fetishistic acts in public. The actual dysphorics, very small percentage of this group, and it's just unfortunate for them. Seize the means of production. These chatters, they're adult fox woman fetish.
They're all allegations. First I'll say this guy posting this video, maybe it's not true, I guess, right? He's saying that these things happened and will need some proof in a court of law. But my issue, however, is that Mr. B said he's seen enough and has fired the person. I don't know how else you confirm things. If Mr. B's like, it happened, he's fired.
Mm-hmm.
How could you say, I don't know? Okay, fine, we'll wait for a court of law, I guess.
Mega Killer, thank you for the 65 sex! What's even more sad is that Chris could have had the PewDiePie ending or having a loving wife and son, but he threw it all away for his fetishes. That is another, once again, telltale sign that it is a fetish. Right, he basically won at life, right? He was working with Mr. Beast, one of the largest YouTube creators. He was very well off from that position. He had a wife, he had children. Dude won! He won the game of life, and he threw it all away because he had a fucking fetish. He left his wife? Yeah, he left his wife. I saw some posts on Twitter claiming to be, from his sister. I don't know if it was a troll account or not, which is why I'm not going over them. If that comes out to be true, I'll bring them up, but, damn, if true, it even paints a larger picture of the autogynephilia, man. Nick Merck's probably feeling pretty vindicated right now. Yeah, fucking probably, dude.
Well, I guess. But my issue is this. We've had friends of the show. They come on the show. We have friends of mine. They're trans. I will say she, her. Absolutely. I'm not like Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro's attitude is, in public, he said this of Blair White, I think. In public, if someone asked me, I'd say she, because if I said he, it'd be too confusing. I can't explain all this. But in writing, I'll say he. And I'm like, I half agree with Ben Shapiro. Half. Where need be, I will mention a person as male or female. If I'm trying to be polite and just for ease of conversation, I do agree with Ben Shapiro in that regard. She, her. I will not do that for Chris Tyson, whose name is...
David Werner, thank you for the 10. Anyone saying wait for the facts to come out at this point is just defending the guy's actions using talking points that sane people use so they can appear as normal. I agree. I want more information, right? I want to see more, to just see exactly the depths of depravity that this guy fucking sunk to, right? Because I'm sure we are not done seeing people come out and talk about it. But I have no problem at the current point being like, yeah, he is a disgusting freak. It is beyond reasonable doubt right now that he's a disgusting freak. I just like information, so I want to know more. It's not polite to lie to someone about what they are.
Welcome to Toxic Sluts.
Munya!
It's Chris, C-H-R-I-S, who clearly does not fit the mold of someone who is a nice person who is suffering from gender dysphoric disorder and is, I don't know, you're trying to be nice to, I guess. I try to be polite when I can, but I'm not a big fan of the pronoun stuff. Mr. B still using this person's name, this fake name Ava, I think is shocking. At this point...
I don't think it's shocking. I think it's to be expected. That doesn't mean that I like that he's doing it. I wish people would be more honest when they find out someone is a fetishist, co-opting an identity in order to shield themselves from criticism. I wish more people would be normal in that manner. I don't like that Mr. Beast is doing this, but I understand why he is, and that is also part of why I don't like it.
Enough information coming out for Mr. Beast to say, I have seen enough online.
You agree, but didn't I not want to see more on the Dr. Disrespect? No, I did. I did want to see more. I want to know more, but all the media's reporting on Dr. Disrespect is, oh, he changed his Twitter banner. I don't give a shit if Dr. Disrespect changed his Twitter banner. That's not what I want to know. That's not what I want to know.
Meaning, outside of the investigation, it's enough to terminate an individual. Like, that opens you up to legal liability. He's saying outright he's got enough evidence that this is true that he could not be sued or face damage. That's what he's saying.
You still want to know the age of the groom target from Dr. Disrespect? No. I mean, having a confirmation, sure, would be nice, yes. Having a confirmation of the age of the groom target. However, I still stand by the fact that in Dr. Disrespect's response to all of this, if he was unaware of the age of the person, he would have stated it. The people who are coping are the people saying, well, he didn't know. And it's like, no. In his response, he stated what he did was wrong. He stated that it was a minor. He did not at all at any point state he didn't know the age. And this is why I also said the Twitch staff and the journalists who were sweeping for him, who were covering this up and not outing the information for years, who are now patting themselves on the back, are complicit in hiding his wrongdoing. They are complicit in this. He do be gripping.
To still then be like, it's Ava. No, it's a predator named Chris. Stop defending these people. Yo, this is absolutely wild. But I got to tell you, my friends, it's not surprising that YouTube at the highest levels has this stuff. Hollywood does. Why not YouTube? You got to wonder about who's in control and what they really want. It's fascinating because for a while, you have this like QAnon adjacent stuff. I don't want to say
what?
QAnon because it's not just Q. There's a lot of people.
What?
Who are saying that there's satanic pedophiles running the world. And the media is
I was like, why the fuck is he mentioning QAnon nonsense? Also, when you have someone like Jeffrey Epstein, who had many world leaders and influential figures, both from Hollywood and from political fields, making trips to his island, and when he finally gets arrested and exposed for all of this, the cameras mysteriously stop working, and he just, oopsie, happens to kill himself. Ooh, I guess we'll never know exactly what all these people have done. Kind of give some credence to the whole, maybe there's a lot more pedophiles than we knew about.
Oh, you're all nuts, you're all nuts. And then the Epstein thing turned out to be true. Yeah, and we never got any answers. Now, running the world may be a bold statement.
Balenciaga much.
Of power. And so, in various parts of the world, there is leadership that we know this with Epstein. You then look at YouTube and you see what's going on with Chris Tyson, and everyone just kind of goes, yeah, we know. Mr. Beast probably knew. And they're only taking action now that people are starting to come out and make these allegations. People are
allegedly, right? Like, I feel like you can make the leap of faith and say Mr. Beast probably allegedly knew. Probably. I would like to see evidence that Mr. Beast knew. Maybe it's in the Discord chat logs. I don't want to fully condemn Mr. Beast entirely, but I don't see how you could be friends with someone for that long and not know the creepy shit that they're doing. It seems very improbable, as it were. Maybe Mr. Beast is complicit? Oh my god, if he's complicit in it, I will lose my mind. I will lose my mind. Mr. Beast news source, I made it up. Yeah, so it's like, this is something I would want a bit more confirmation on, right? I have no problem being like, Chris is a creepy fucking groomer, pedophile person, right? Mr. Beast, I want to see, man.
I'm starting to come out and post these things. Keemstar outright said he spoke with Tyson about sexually explicit drawings of his daughter, who was 8 years old. And Tyson did not
According to Nathan, Mr. Beast was in the Discord server. I haven't watched the follow-up. I have it in a tab.
For supporting Shadman, this guy who produces this stuff. I don't know how this stuff's legal. I don't know. But it's disgusting. And it was part of the Mr. Beast sphere for a very, very long time. And when people got angry about affirming Chris Tyson, Mr. Beast defended all of it.
That's true, he did.
It is a wild time these days. It's wow. It's just crazy that we're dealing with this stuff.
Hello,
we were talking about this the other night.
Hello, Cheems Ball.
There's a bunch of stories of trans people who are not gender dysphoric, they're fetishists, and they explain this. And I'm not trying to disparage people with dysphoria. I'm saying there are people who are outright saying they watch BDSM, and Rachel told me this.
Sissy hypno.
Sissy hypnosis. Sissy hypnosis where they watch videos that use binaural beats to hypnotize them into telling them to be women. That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard. Man. Dude, I've been on the internet my whole life, and it's just fascinating that there are things even I don't know.
There are a lot of these fetishists as well who will tell stories about how they had their realization, their egg got cracked because they stole clothing from their mothers or their sisters and would wear their clothing and then got quote unquote gender euphoria. This is what I've said. Whenever